in the quiet at night, with my heart laid bare, something stirring inside, like a silent prayer. You gave me this flame, a purpose divine. Lord, help me remain in your design. Keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning right, keep my lamp burning, oh, till I see your light, till I see your light. Every moment I breathe, every step that I take, all the truth I believe, all the choices I make, you fill me with grace, a vessel refined. Now I seek your face, lead down behind, keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning.
Luca. Hey everyone, good to see you. We're joined by PJ and Luca. Hope you guys are doing well.
Good, so.
I think he's inspired by what PJ just showed us.
Yeah. Yeah, it was my video I put together earlier. I put like an hour's worth of clips together of a certain AI channel called FearTube. And the AI clips, yeah, they're very cool, but they're so demonically inspired. It's unbelievable. So I put an hour's worth of it together just to show you guys. It's had about 60 views or something already. My videos don't get as many views as my lives, but yeah, it's some demonic stuff. It's cool, but it's really demonic, and it's got a weird, ominous feel.
Yeah, do put your link in for the people so they can watch it. I do advise you guys to go watch it, especially PJ's reactions.
I'll have to give you I'll have to give you the link in here,
and I'll put it in. That's fine.
Yeah, cool. Let's do
that. But yeah, it's good to see everybody. It's good to see you guys. Got some exciting things coming up. So far, we might be having. Okay, I'm not going to say anything yet, but PJ knows what we're planning for the 7th. If it is going to happen the 7th.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be exciting, and I'm really, really excited about it. It's also going to be, I think, something that people got to watch for sure. It's going to be very important. But anyway, tonight's topic is voted again, Flat Earth. So, Luca, I heard you're a Flat Earther now.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Well, what do you think I chose for this survey?
What?
You chose reality, obviously.
No.
Okay, guys, we got 28 votes so far. Is Flat Earth reality or fantasy? 46% say reality, 54% say fantasy. Whoa.
Oh, some more of fantasy at the minute.
So I was thinking what we can do to maybe make it like less audio chaosy and things. If the person wants to come in and they want to speak, they choose who they want to talk to. And then everybody else plays moderator or something. You understand? I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Because I would like you guys also to engage more, because I'm always most of the time engaging. So it'll be great to see, like, for instance, if you two want to go at it now, you guys go and I'll just moderate. You understand?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Absolutely.
And Sean Hawkins is in chat. So Sean, you're able to come in and teach us flat earthers that you say are uneducated and dumb and child abusers and gaslighters and strawmans and liars and just ill-equipped to survive, apparently. Why don't you come in and show us? Show us how the earth is not flat. Show us how the earth is supposedly fantasy. Unless, Luca, you want to have a discussion with Peter for a while. You up for that?
I mean, there's certainly
Yeah, okay.
there's
I mean,
certainly
what-
fantastical people in the world, isn't
I mean,
there?
I've pretty much said everything I can about a globe and flat Earth. I've tried to convince you. I've shown you what you say evidence is, and well, you just don't see it. So there's nothing more I can really say about the topic that I haven't already said, which
Well,
is a shame, I guess.
we feel exactly the same as you guys, to be honest.
You literally took the words straight out of my mouth. You know, I mean, with certain, I suppose that there is globers out there. There's globers out there, but the globers are fine. They're fine. They're just indoctrinated, like we were, like still are to a certain degree with certain things, obviously. Not everything that you've been indoctrinated into that you're out of yet. I mean, there's got to be stuff that you still believe that's wrong, stuff like that. I know this go. So like, it's indoctrination. Like I said, the globers are fine. They're just indoctrinated. It's the anti-flat earthers that do you nothing. You know what I mean? That just deny. The globers at least want to understand your position. The genuine ones, but anti-flat earthers, no. It's just to come in and argue and tell you how stupid you are for being a flat earther.
Yeah, and I mean, you can still be a glober and have disagreements and say, I agree to disagree, kind of thing. I mean, like Luca. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
been demoted from troll.
disagree.
Yeah, he's been demoted from troll to glober now.
Yeah.
Luca.
But yeah, we do pray for you guys. Pray you guys get open eyes and see what's going on.
Absolutely.
Sean Hawkins, if he really wants to, he can come and talk about Polaris, and then we can explain to him again how he's debunked his own argument when he did his Polaris challenge.
Although, PJ,
Yes.
do you want to discuss more?
Carry on if you want to discuss something. Go for it.
Okay,
Go for it.
well, there is a claim that I still don't understand, and that's when you say that space violates the second law of thermodynamics.
Why? Why wouldn't you understand that?
I mean, I pretty much understand the misconception you have about everything else. Like I can see why you think that, but I don't really understand why you think that space violates the second law of thermodynamics. Not really.
What? It hasn't been explained enough to you that you. How? I don't understand what you mean. You don't understand it.
Obviously I understand you saying that gas pressure needs a container, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Earth, what we say Earth isn't a container, so the gas should fly off into space.
Which it should, shouldn't it? If it's a lower pressure environment, high pressure to low pressure, it should. If it's open, that and there's nothing being contained, then why doesn't it fly off? Why doesn't it just dissipate into space, into the lower vacuum?
When you open a can, obviously that's you've opened it up. The gas releases into the environment to equalize the pressure. So the inside of the can is equal to the pressure outside the can, or something, right?
Yeah.
But the Earth has always been open. It's like if you popped out that can and just left it out for a day, or after the gas has already been spread out, and just waiting for more gas to spread out. There's no more gas that can spread out because it's already been opened, you know?
But you need gas pressure in the first place, don't you? To be able to for that to happen, it needs to be contained for gas to exist. For gas to exist, you have to have containment, or as gas can't exist, it can't be pressurized. It's just nothingness, isn't it? There has to be. Look, you've got a can of deodorant spray. Once it's out of that deodorant spray can, it dissipates everywhere, doesn't it? It doesn't hold the shape. You can't cut that can open and then the gas is held in the shape of that can. You can't cut the can open and it's still held in that shape. It dissipates. So to me, the gravity thing is it's a stupid argument. It's a stupid argument. It's something non-physical being able to hold in something that needs to be held in physically. You know? Nice.
Oh, well, how about just mass appearing to attract mass? That's what we observe to appear to happen. Mass appears to attract mass to our eyes, but in reality, it's not actually. It's a curvature of space-time. But let's leave that for now and just say mass attracts mass.
Does it?
Simple. Let's go simple, not advanced. So everyone can understand. That's what we say. Mass appears to attract mass. That's it.
It appears to attract. How? When do you observe this? I've never seen mass attracting mass. Like, I mean, if I walk towards my missus to give her a kiss, that's because I choose to, not because I'm being I am attracted to her.
I mean,
you know,
different kind of attraction.
Of course, I'm attracted to her, but
the best kind of attraction.
yeah. You know the score. So I don't observe mass attracting mass, to be honest. Not unless it's instigated by something. It has to be pushed together, or has to be magnetized together, or electrically forced together, blown together, vibrated together, or apart, whatever. Whatever. But it's usually something physical that does that.
Well, yeah.
Usually, always.
We have. Okay. Well, let's just say there's nothing around. We're in deep space with no other masses around, and then we just spawn in two masses, just like that. Two masses, and then what we say would happen is we'd see them gradually go towards each other. That's our claim.
That's your claim, but you don't see that. Where do you see this?
I mean, there's lots of experiments, but here's the thing. Well, our claim, you guys need to debunk that claim, right?
Of
mass attracting mass. So you need to.
Why do I need to debunk that? Hold on. That's your positive claim. You need to debunk. You need to do something with it. You need to prove it. It's not my burden. You said mass attracts mass.
Yeah.
So you need to show that. It's not me that needs to show that. There's nothing I need to debunk there. You're the one making the claim.
I mean, it hasn't been debunked.
Hasn't it? I haven't seen it. So I not observing it is as good as a debunk, I suppose.
Science is there to prove theories wrong, or debunk theories, really. They observe, they hypothesize, they create an experiment around that hypothesis, they then test the numbers, and if they don't disprove the theory or disprove the hypothesis, they accept it as fact for now.
Right.
Until a better explanation comes along.
So it's fact until a better explanation comes along. So it's possibly not fact then.
It's a simplified version until
it's a possibility. It's not a fact.
Expanded version comes along, I guess.
No, I would say it's more of a possibility, not a fact. I wouldn't say you should class it as a fact until something better comes, till another fact comes along to replace that fact because then that makes that fact not a fact in the first place. It's just a possibility.
Yeah, that's why they say science doesn't prove things, right? So saying fact is kind of not a good way of putting it. So let's say instead of a fact, it's evidence, I suppose.
Wow.
It's evidence for the hypothesis, and therefore, as long as nothing else comes along and disproves the evidence, then it's kind of factual at that point because it can't be disproven.
No, it's still just a possibility.
It's a possibility if it can be disproven. But if it can't be disproven, it's not really science. Not really. Science always needs room for improvement.
Are you under? Do you go under like science proves things or it doesn't prove things?
Science doesn't really. In what proves things is, well, two main things for me anyway. In my eyes, when you have lots of evidences that can ultimately prove something. If you have so much evidence that you can't really say it hasn't been proven at that point,
Right. Okay.
or another way it can, if you can say it's proven, is by mathematical proof. It's by calculating and running the numbers, and if the numbers match up perfectly, then I'd say that's proven at that point.
Maths is just I wouldn't say maths
Mathematical proof,
proves anything. I mean, it can represent something, but it doesn't. I don't think maths proves anything except 1 and 1 is 2. That type of thing. But if you falsify everything, like if you falsify things to the point where you can't falsify anything else, and then you get your answer, surely that's proof. If it comes down to one answer, nothing else, then surely that's proof.
I mean, you'd need more evidence.
But then that means it's ongoing. It's always
that's
ongoing.
why I said one of them was loads of evidences, all leading to the same conclusion. At that point, I'd say it's pretty conclusive. It's basically proven at that point. I suppose saying basically proven isn't actually proven. So I suppose.
Hold on, can I just say to Bob Noodle, yes, spoken like a true maths non-understander. Hey, I've never claimed to be any kind of mathematician. I got as far as algebra. I'm no good with maths. I never said that I was brilliant in maths at all. But certain things that 1 and 1 makes bloody 2, doesn't it? That's a fact.
1 + 1 is 2.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, 1 + 1.
Otherwise, you're wrong. It's 11.
1 and 1's actually 11. If you stick with that.
But I think I think we've made it very clear though. People get things wrong.
Yes.
No, we don't claim to be geniuses, but there is one thing we do know. Earth's flat and Jesus still loves us.
Absolutely. Fantastic. But I would say that science proves things. I mean, that's my position. It's got to, or else, otherwise it's ongoing continually. There's never an answer. There's never a set true answer, or it's always ongoing.
That's why we keep expanding gravity out so much. Gravity
expanding gravity.
Proven.
Yeah, but you can't prove gravity. You can't prove gravity. It just can't be proven. I mean, people say, "Oh, what's that? That's gravity." No, that's an observation of what I dropped, fell. That's it. And I just hit my mic. That's it. I don't understand how you could even attempt to prove gravity since it's such a silly idea in the first place. Things just fall. The air around about it is not dense enough to hold it. Denser, falls. Simple. But there you go. Thank you for the talk.
If you weigh like if you balance evidence against a specific threshold of doubt, you know? You need, like, yeah, it needs to be safeguarded in a way, you know, to remove any other variables and all other stuff. And that's certainly at one piece of evidence for it, but you kind of need loads of evidences for it to be on the verge of being proven.
Who said it? Who said it? I know he's a fictional character, but it makes so much sense. Sherlock Holmes said it, didn't it? If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. I like that.
Well, yeah, that's something too. Who said
It's
that
something. It was just a bit of information. It's not part of what we're talking about. It was just like because what you were talking about. I was just it reminded me of it. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I wasn't using it as an argument or anything.
Well, you see, Watson was like, I don't.
Was that
Is that
who said
Watson?
that? Sherlock
Watson
Holmes?
Watson was
Sherlock
just
Holmes.
telling Sherlock, no shit, Sherlock. So Sherlock told Watson, just dig deeper.
Yeah, element.
Elementary, my dear Watson. So.
That's it. Thanks for the talk, Luca. It's been lovely.
But I'm enjoying your conversation. Go on. Let's see.
I mean,
By the way, guys, the votes have changed. Is Flat Earth reality or fantasy? Reality, 51%. Fantasy, 49%. Tissa Cookie, 0%.
they're winning. Yeah.
You convinced somebody. You convinced somebody it was flat Earth, there, Luca. Well done. Well done.
And your fat. We are winning still, 51%. Yeah.
Madness. Anything else, Luca?
I mean, that's pretty much all.
Oh, he dropped. It's probably going to come in now again. There we go. Hey.
Put me out, Luca.
I don't know what happened.
No, me neither.
But yeah, if any
I don't
Globers,
even have the power to boot people.
No, I know.
I'm a guest.
So we all are.
but if any Globers want to come in and have a discussion, like I said, I think this is quite a cool way of doing it. You choose who you want to talk to, and then the rest are the moderators. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Okay, well, how about Flatzoid? You agree with PJ, right? On most things.
Me and Flats do differ on a few things, especially when it comes with spirituality stuff. Flat Earth stuff, I'm not too sure. There might be a few things. I haven't really, can't think of anything off topic, but off the top of my head, I mean. But there's certainly a few things spiritually within Christianity we differ on, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say thank you, Sanj, for your $2. He says south becomes north, east can't be flat, earth can't be flat. I don't understand what he's trying to say.
South,
but
what?
You can come explain to us if you want to, Sanj. But I appreciate the super chat really, really much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think everybody has disagreements on some aspects of anything. Nobody can 100% agree on everything. You know what I mean? So
that's fair.
But just let everybody, yes, but Bob, I mean it's the only chart I seen because it was peeping out the side of my paper where I've covered it, and I seen Bob Noodle saying about math. Yeah, I admit it, I've never ever claimed to be a mathematician. As far as I got is bloody algebra. I left school. Well, I got kicked out of school. I didn't need maths for anything. Do you know what I mean? In the end, so I didn't pursue it after that. You know, my experience is life experience. There you go. So yeah, I never claimed to be a mathematician. I know basic maths. I know as far as algebra, like I say, maybe a little bit more here and there. But if you give me a scientific calculator, I couldn't tell you what sin means. I couldn't tell you what cause means on it. I couldn't tell you. Never been into that. So yeah, there you go. I don't care if you say, but someone that doesn't understand maths, because I don't understand all maths. It's the truth. Simple. There you go.
People
I
also have
mean,
to understand that some people have strengths in different areas compared to different things.
That's right.
that's true.
Um,
But I mean, if you want to disprove scientists, you, you almost, I wouldn't say you'd need to be
But
one, but you'd at least have to have
nobody's trying
knowledge.
to disprove scientists, though. Nobody's trying to do that.
Well,
We're just,
you see, this.
scientists
I think this is where the
don't
issue
always
comes in.
agree.
that's the thing.
I'm sorry, I just want
Scientists
to say,
disagree with each other too, just
but
like
see,
you
I think
guys.
this is where the issue comes, though. We don't say that we're trying to disagree with science. The problem is we say you guys don't have science to begin with.
Yeah.
Understand?
Uh, uh, why don't we have science?
Because it's pseudoscience.
What pseudoscience?
It's having a belief in correlation in the aspect of calling it science.
Yeah. Like astronomy. I mean, how is that science just by looking in the sky? That's the first.
Um,
That's the first step. Observing, but that's only a part. That's only a part of it. Just looking in the sky to me is not science. I mean, science is natural cause and effect, isn't it? To do it in nature. So looking in the sky isn't cause and effect. That's just looking in the sky. You're not
and
finding the
doesn't
cause of it by
astronomy do a bit
it's a
more
step.
than just looking?
Well, observe.
Astronomers
Okay, I'll
don't
go as
just
far as saying observing, beholding.
astronomers don't just look at the sky; they observe the sky.
I just said observe. But what is observing except looking?
Observing is
Examining it. They're looking at the sky. They're still looking at the sky and looking. Well, what else can you do except look at the sky? When you're observing the sky, you can just take in the information, maybe write it down, type it, whatever, what you're seeing. I mean, what's scientific about that?
so like you can't use the way things move in the sky.
Yeah, but just looking is not science. It's a step. It's a step, isn't it? Just looking, observing. It's just a step. Anyway, I'm going to go and heat this up. Do you want to talk to Luca for a minute? I'm going to go and heat this coffee up because it's getting
Okay, sure.
cool.
Yes, Eric, I did become a father again. Father of 4. Ooh. But it's good to see everybody. Hit the likes, please, guys, and share the show. It really does help the show to grow. Appreciate everybody's support on the channel. You guys rock. So, Luca, that's good to see.
Yeah, yeah, it's good to see it too again. Let's see. Well, let's talk about. Wait, first of all, I need to. You put. Do you then evolution, right? No.
Evolution
No
is
evolution.
fake. I don't trust evolution, though.
What we say for evolution is, let's say you have 2 planets, right? One where there's like constant earthquakes on one and constant volcanic activity on the other, like lava and stuff on the other. We give them both life. It doesn't matter how that life started. Let's just say we give them life. And then we give time, let's say like 1,000,000 years or billion years or whatever amount of time. Now, according to evolution, one planet will have a completely different life compared to another planet, even though they started out as the same life. We put the same kind of life on one and the same life on the other. We waited 1,000,000,000 years, and then all of a sudden, these 2 lives are completely different from each other. That's what we say evolution is.
Not
Wow.
actually.
Yeah.
Says you came from a rock.
Actually, quantum foam.
Oh, even well, even further, yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't matter where that life came from. I just
You
said
see,
we give them the same kind of life. Doesn't matter how it got there. Let's just say we give them life, wait a billion years, and then all of a sudden the life is completely different.
Is this a thought process, or is this something that you say is practical?
It's
it's the thought process.
I thought
it's
so.
what evolution says will happen.
Yeah. But you're saying
Okay.
you're saying wait a billion years, then
Okay.
nobody's
It's a thought
observed
experiment,
anything.
yeah.
Okay,
It's like a
but let's
theoretical.
go to the origin though. Let's go to the origin though. Where did
Okay.
that
The
where did
original
that
evolution
code? Where did the code
says
come from?
that life appeared one day. It doesn't matter how.
Yeah, but where
Evolution
did the
says
I'm
code?
not being the only
Yeah,
one.
but I'm saying, where did the code come from? There we
I'm not
go.
being the only one with that
You're
glasses.
hoodie, PJ. You're hoodie, man. Come on.
yeah, all of us.
That's to be done.
Yeah, but evolution doesn't say anything about where life originally came from.
No,
That's not a
that's the issue
claim
we got there.
evolution makes.
Because the
That's a
thing is,
problem.
evolution is just kind of hijacking and misrepresenting mutation. It's just taking adaptation, mutation, and calling it evolution. That's all it's doing.
It's mutation, yeah. It's but random chance. Like it's like adapting to environmental differences,
Yeah,
like
that's why you get
the experiment
speciation.
with the
Yeah.
volcanic and the earthquake planet I mentioned earlier.
Well, that
One,
depends if you believe in planets. We don't believe in planets. We don't believe in billions of years, and we obviously don't think we spawn from pond scum. So
Definitely not.
I mean, you don't believe in.
I mean, evolution's got a
You
problem.
mean you don't believe that the planet came into existence
Right.
billions
Okay.
of years ago?
Evolution's got a problem as
Because
well.
billions of years ago,
I was going to say
can
evolution's
happen.
got a problem as well. Like, even if you could kind of deduct it and regress all the way back to that point of where that life started, whatever it was, Big Bang, into evolution, whatever, you're still going to sit. It's still going to be, well, what created that? And then you've got to say, what created that thing? It created
infinite
that.
regress.
And what created that? That created that. That created that. There's got to be a point. And God, well, for us, there's got to have been a point. For God, there doesn't. He's out of time. He's eternal. So there is no point of origin or start for God, but for
Yeah,
us, there
that's the
is.
thing. Yeah,
He
yeah, that's
created
the thing. It gets back to infinite regress.
Yes.
When you're a naturalist, at the end of the day, no matter how far you go, you have to get to a creator creating because nature can't create itself.
That's right.
With creationism, God is outside of natural law and he's outside of the universe. He's self-created. He is the beginning of time. He is the end of time. So therefore, there is nothing. Here is everything. He's supernatural. Is above nature. He doesn't need anything to create. That's why he's able to create everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's just change it then. Let's just say that God created life then, huh? Let's just say that
He did.
for this instance, because evolution doesn't say where the life came from. God could have created life, sure, right? So let's just say God created life on the volcanic plane and the earthquake plane. Like one has volcanic eruptions, the other has lots of earthquakes. And then time passes. Lots of time passes. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter how long. Billions of years again. In the future, not the past. Because you don't think the Earth came into creation a billion years ago. So let's just wait a billion of years into the future from the Earth, from the two planes' current existence. And then what evolution says happens is that these two lives will now be completely different from each other. That's what
Sorry, I didn't
evolution
pay
says.
it. To be honest, I didn't pay attention. I was reading chat. Just sorry. But yeah, at the end of the day, flat Earth is reality, and natural law debunks the globe, and that's what I was trying to get through to Brenda the other night.
Oh, Brenda, that says me knowing something is not knowledge. Knowing something for a fact is not knowledge. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, knowledge and intelligence are different things. Well, you can have
But
lots of
knowing something for a
intelligence
fact is
that
knowledge.
lack the knowledge needed to make the appropriate claims.
Yeah, intelligence and knowledge are different things, but knowing
For
something for a
example,
fact is knowledge, isn't it? If you know
Einstein
something,
and
it's
Newton.
knowledge.
Einstein and Newton. So Newton had intelligence, sure, but lacked the knowledge that we now have to really understand what gravity is. So all he could really do was observe because he lacked knowledge. He had intelligence, and what
Yeah.
his well, Einstein, the laws he made are
I don't disagree.
good.
I don't disagree that knowledge
And
and intelligence is different. I don't disagree. That wasn't my point. My point was knowing something for a fact is knowledge. If it's a fact, then and you know it, the word is there. I know it. Knowledge. Then it's a fact. If it's a fact, it's knowledge. If I know it for a fact, it's knowledge, isn't it?
Yes.
That was the point. I don't disagree that intelligence and knowledge are different things. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
An argument.
like I was trying to explain to Brent as well. With knowledge, I know if I pick up this metal egg and I drop it, out of knowledge, we know it's going to accelerate to the ground, correct? Luca, you'd agree with that? We don't
yeah.
have to have faith or believe it. We know it's going to happen because it's knowledge. We have always observed if I have to pick it up, it's going to drop.
Yeah.
So that's knowledge. There's no belief needed.
That's right.
The difference where it comes with belief is when you say, I believe this is falling due to gravity.
That's different. Yeah.
That's
You'd need
belief.
the evidence for that to
Yeah.
make that claim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't have the evidence for it, it's just a belief, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Because if we ask you, okay, what would you call this?
Just, I guess, from my observation, I'd call it a ball falling.
Yes.
Yeah, but what specifically would you be calling this egg dropping to the ground? Acceleration.
Falling? Accelerating? Sure.
And
yeah.
if we ask you, okay,
I'd say falling because without knowledge of acceleration, you'd just say falling, I guess. You'd say it dropped to the ground.
What's the
Or
next
it
time?
fell to the ground. You don't know about acceleration yet at this specific point in time. So
okay.
if you lacked knowledge of acceleration and anything, you'd just say, or you dropped it to the ground. It fell to the ground. So yeah, that's the most accurate.
So
way.
yeah, we can say then, okay, we observe that egg falling.
Yeah.
Now it comes to the deduction. Okay, what can cause that egg to fall down?
Well, from observations of what causes things to move, it must be a force, right?
According to Newtonian physics, yes?
We
Classical physics.
observe things only move when a force is applied.
I
So
agree with that.
obviously, it must be the same for the things falling downward too.
Yes,
That's my observation.
The second law of motion, yes, I agree. So we know there's an outside force acting on it to cause it to accelerate. Great. So now what is that outside force?
At this point in time, well, back in the day, they wouldn't have known really what would be causing the what the force is acting upon it. So, I mean, Newton came along and suggested gravity, but with his theory of gravity, he said, after he goes, So, and you agree with that, right? You agree with F equals ma, right?
Oh yeah. No, I agree.
Okay. So obviously, he said for force to accelerate that, well, for force to be there, ma, mass times acceleration, and you get the force that is applied to being the object. Now,
Yes.
A is really what we need to figure out here. What
Yeah.
is A? I don't know. We don't
Acceleration.
know.
You're trying to figure
Know.
out.
He didn't know
Yeah,
what
you're
A
trying to
was.
figure out the cause for acceleration. The
Yeah,
problem
he
that you guys
needed.
had. The problem you
He
guys
didn't
have
know.
is
He just came up with a theory, F equals ma. And that A is what he was really confused about. Like, where's the acceleration coming from? What is causing the acceleration in this instance to give it the force? Well, he didn't know. He didn't know. He just said
well. Let's
everything's
put it this way.
and he left it at that.
Let's just place it. Let's just place it as deduction from the beginning. Like we're not worrying about gravity or density or anything. We're just taking it
Yeah,
from
A's
a
not.
fresh point of view. We pick this up. We know. We observe it's going to accelerate downwards. Now we know,
Yeah.
according to physics, you require a force to accelerate that.
Yes.
Now we want to figure out what is that cause that caused this egg to accelerate. What is the
Mhm.
first thing you would go logically deduce to think, what can really cause this? I can tell you. I would first look at composition of the thing. Say, okay, maybe it's different type of materials, but then you go and test it with
Yeah,
something else.
everything falls.
Yeah, exactly. But then we observe everything, so it's not the material
Yeah,
or
obviously.
Not the shape.
not the
It's not the
shape.
shape because again, everything falls. So it must be. So it happens to everything. So why is stuff falling? What causes anything to fall once we let go?
Exactly. So then we would say, okay, everything that is just it has substance. So you guys would call mass. Correct?
And
Okay.
therefore, you'd need a mass to accelerate for a force. That's
Exactly.
Newton.
That's why we don't see
nature.
light fall because light is massless. Correct?
Mm.
I mean,
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I
They claim light is massless. That's why it travels at the speed of light. That's why anything that has mass cannot travel at the speed of light. It will go against physics. Okay. So
Mm.
when we have now this egg and you're saying, okay, I agree, it has mass, just like my phone has mass, I have mass, everything, substance is mass. It's just the amount of substance in a given volume, density. But now we see, okay, that's a tick one for the actual thing requires to have mass. But now I can take the same ball and I see, but hang on, if I stick it in water, it floats. It's not going down. Now you must think to yourself, okay, but now it's not going down, so it's not the mass itself which is causing it to go down, accelerating, because if I stick it in a medium,
It doesn't.
it doesn't. But if I stick it in a different medium where it seems to be denser, it does go down.
So there's a commonality. There's a commonality there, isn't there?
Yeah, so the logical deduction would be there. Yes, cool, we require mass, but we also got to look at what medium it is in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's a
if you
relationship.
put something onto your hand, it also stops. So we can
Yeah.
assume that
Well, my hands are
water
solid. My hands are solid.
is
So
mass.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
water has mass, and since there's so much water compact together, it acts like a solid, which is holding the egg above.
Yeah,
I
it's a solid.
suppose.
that's what I'm
If we
saying.
just observe without thinking, we are just observing with no really thought there. So if I just had to observe stuff, I'd say water is really compact, and since it's so compact and tightly held together, then it acts like a solid which holds the egg above it. Just like my hand would hold the egg when I drop the egg, it falls onto my hand and stays. When I drop the egg, it falls onto the water, goes down a bit, sure, but it floats and stays up to the top. So it's not really the same mass as my hand. I suppose the molecules, when you drop an egg into the water, the molecules spread out a bit and then close back together again. And
It's a
that's what
different
forces the
medium.
egg up to the top.
It's a different medium.
Yeah, you see. So what I'm trying to say. So on logical deduction, you can say, okay, yes, you require mass, but you also got to take consideration that it's the ratio between the mass and the medium, because the differences between the ratios determine if it sinks or not.
Mhm.
So you would understand that the force doesn't actually lie in an outside component, but more in the inert component of the mass to the ratio of the medium it's in.
The relationship between the mass and the medium.
You understand?
The ratio of the medium it's in.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So
When
based
you
on
drop an egg into water,
just
the
based on
water
basic
goes down.
logical deduction, this egg, the reason it is falling through the air, accelerating, is because the medium to the ratio of the object cannot support it.
Yeah.
Because the medium of air cannot support it, it has to accelerate under its own weight. That is what gives
Sure.
its acceleration, because the force is just an unbalanced force.
And that can
There
be
is no
demonstrated. That can be demonstrated, whereas gravity can't.
Yeah. So that's what we're saying. Based on logical deduction and experiment, yes, you can experiment with this. It shows if you change the ratio between the object's mass and the medium, it can determine which direction it accelerates, up or down, or whether it sinks or not, or it just stays neutral. That's why we say relative density to equilibrium is the best explanation scientifically for why things appear to accelerate.
I believe so.
I mean, it says. Well, I wouldn't call gravity an unbalanced force.
No, I'm
I
saying relative density disequilibrium.
But
But that's
I
what I'm
also
saying.
wouldn't. I
We
also
we can.
wouldn't call gravity a balanced force either.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Gravity.
Gravity isn't a force.
Yeah.
With
Well,
gravity, you don't really have an, how can I say, an explanation for why gravity's there, for why gravity causes mass attracting mass. That's why Einstein said it's the warping and bending of space-time for his best explanation. You understand?
yeah, like
But
that little ball on the rug.
he's literally taken what we just said in real life and mathematically deduced it in the fourth dimension. Because if you look at this logically, you're like, well, the air particles, the gas molecules are hitting it all over everywhere. You understand that? And because substances can't take the same amount of space, well, what has to give way for denser mass?
But now we're
Less dense mass.
now we're thinking like now we're using the knowledge that we have today to make our
No, we've
guesses.
already deduced
I thought we were
what
using the
it
knowledge
was.
they had back
No,
then.
I'm saying we've already deduced what it was. Now we're expanding on that using today's knowledge based on Einstein's general relativity.
But
Because
we
I do
need
believe
to-
Einstein's relativity is closely linked to relative density disequilibrium. I do believe that.
we need to use the knowledge they had back then in order to make the best possible demonstration of what they thought back then, I suppose. Back then, they would have just had F equals ma. They wouldn't have Einstein, because Einstein came along years later, like decades later, and when was the difference? Was it like 100 years or something?
110 years, I think.
110. Okay. So
Something
yeah,
like that.
if we're using the knowledge they had back when Newton came along, then we would just need to use F equals ma for now.
Because originally there was no exponent of gravity when Archimedes' principle came out. It was simply just like I explained it. It's the ratio of the medium, of the object to the medium. So it's just the displacement, and that's Archimedes' principle. And everybody's using those physics for about 1,900 years until Newton came around and said, "Hang on, maybe it's a force that's pulling the things down." So that's why they ended up adding gravity into the equation of buoyancy, but it was never needed.
Well, yeah,
It was simply hijacking Archimedes' principle and claiming weight is due to gravity, so therefore gravity pulls it down. That's all it was.
Well, obviously, buoyancy would be a force as well, in a way, because when you drop the egg into water, the water parts for a little while, and that's what makes the air sink, and then the molecules quickly close back together, which forces the egg to the top again. So it would be a force, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a ratio.
Big
Unbalanced force.
So like
Unbalanced force can go both ways, correct? Because it causes a pressure. The unbalanced force causes a pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
the
you're saying
vector is
buoyancy
determined by
is
the pressure of that unbalanced force.
Yeah.
So you're saying buoyancy is a unbalanced force?
Yes. While the movement due to the unbalanced force. That's why I tried to explain it with the Daltonians that time with impulse.
Well,
Are they still going, Deltarians?
I don't know. I haven't seen it for a while.
I mean, I know there's two of them going, but
Yeah, that other guy's still going. That what flathead physics or what?
oh yeah.
Let's see if Dal's been on lately. He streamed 2 days ago.
All right. Okay.
Saying realizing the Earth's motion, the only rational conclusion.
How is it rational? I mean, globers make more sense than bloody Dell.
Accelerating Earth's shells and the flow of Klingons exposed and destroyed by reality again. I don't understand. He thinks the Earth is accelerating, correct?
That's weird. Huh? My little avatar in the corner's frozen, but the one on the screen's fine. Isn't that weird?
So no takers in chat wanting to come and
Back.
show us how flat Earth is fantasy. But I mean,
Hell
we've
yeah.
got 88 votes now. But I mean, we've got 88 votes now. The Earth flat reality or fantasy. Reality's 53%. Fantasy's 47%. And Tissakuki, 0%. It's moving, cause it's moving.
yes, we're still winning. I think Globers have won this vote.
Probably not
No.
globers, it's probably anti-flat earthers.
It's called reality. Reality. How's Globers winning if 54% is saying it's reality?
Yeah.
Flat Earth's reality.
Yeah, it's 54
Oh,
on
wow.
Earth.
It's like saying it's
wait,
reality.
54% say it's reality.
Yes.
Ah,
Let me
damn
show you. Let me show you.
I think you
Wow.
know it as well.
There
You
we
know
go.
it as well, though, Luca. You do.
You see there? Reality, 54%. 90 votes.
Oh, well, dang it.
It's only a pool.
But yeah, guys, appreciate it. Good to see everybody. The likes are only on 20. What's going on? I'm sure we can get higher than that.
20
Well,
likes.
So if I can one person give 4 super chats and then have you dance?
Yeah. That's how it goes.
What is this a serious thing?
Is there a set amount that the super chats have to be?
It can be 1 cent. It's not about the money, it's about the engagement.
Yeah. Have you never seen Flat spinning his head, man?
Debatable D
I
says,
don't think
Flatzoid,
I've
if you
seen
put a mug on
Flatzoid
your
bang.
table are there balanced or unbalanced forces acting on that mug? It's unbalanced because it has what you would call 1G. Just, well, there's the mug. There's a mug. On my hand now, it's unbalanced because it's sitting unbalanced. When I let it go, its net force is 0, therefore it's balanced. That's why when you drop a water bottle with water in it, it doesn't sort itself out because it's all accelerating at the same rate in the same vector. So therefore the balance is 0. And that's one thing the Deltadians don't get.
But I just don't get what they think they're rising into or away from. They're running from something.
It's a crazy bearded logic in chat.
I think that's
This is getting bomb out. This is getting ridiculous. But I haven't seen Better Logic attempted to come in and defend his globe yet and say how flat Earth is fantasy.
Yeah.
Eric Strauss, exactly. God is reality. 100% agree.
1,000,000%.
Amen.
A Googleplex %.
Do you think the Bible keep changing? Yes, it's Mandela affected, and I think it's still probably going to until the end.
Yeah. I mean, at some point it might be unrecognizable. But the Holy Spirit, look, if you've got the Holy Spirit, you're not going to get guided wrongly.
Yeah, I think it's a spiritual thing there.
Of course it is.
Mhm.
That's what tomorrow's stream's about. Bible changes.
Luca, one Australian. Thank you very much. He's gonna try and do it till 4 now. Watch, just so he can see me twerk.
You actually want to see work.
Well, I just got a message from Craig, Fight the Flat Earth. He wants to debate Saturday.
Really? Well, on his.
I don't know. I'll probably be debating as well. But I said I don't want to engage with any flat earthers anymore.
What about MDD? Have they contacted you at all?
Sorry?
Modern Day Debate, if they said and if they contacted
They
you?
contacted me like a month ago saying McToon wanted to debate me. And I said, nah, it's okay.
No thanks. Yeah, no thanks. Seems like Brenda tried to get, when Steve presented that thing to Brenda, that proposition about wherever you are, get a flat earther and you can go and do it. I don't know, an observation together or whatever. And straight away, you had to bring up, no, why can't we get Michael Toon involved?
Well, I have to say, I do a role that appreciate Craig more than I would McToon or something. You understand? Yeah. Thank you, Luca. I think he's like hit all of them now. One more to go.
What is he like?
He seriously wants me to dance.
He wants to record it. He wants to record it.
He just wants. Look at that face.
Yeah, he wants
for his own
viewing. He's imagining pleasure afterwards.
He's imagining you. What's that song? I like big butts and I can't lie.
Maybe I will record it. When I get my camera.
But thank you for the super chat.
It wasn't around thing in your face.
Get sprung. I actually watched a cool video today. Made me think of. I don't know if you guys watch Buff Dudes. You know that channel, Buff Dudes. It's like two brothers. They natural bodybuilders or whatever.
It rings a bell though. I mean, I've got plenty. I've got like John Bravo and other people and that on there that do gym stuff and that. But I'm not sure about Buff Dudes.
But anyway, he's the one of them that did a video that came out recently now, where he's like living as he was as a kid in the 90s. Got an old computer, got the Nintendo, got the,
an old Apple Mac.
Everything. It's like literally like the 90s. Dial-up phone,
Rotary.
There was so much memories brought back with that. Actually, very good. I
love rotary phones, man. I think they're ace. They're a pain in the ass, but they're ace. So retro looking now.
And I was thinking, it's like, imagine we had to do the same thing now with dial-up internet connection.
Oh, wow. You wouldn't be able to stream with dial-up. You could not stream. It took 3 days to download a movie from shareware.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then the movie quality was terrible.
Yeah, but that's also why you actually went to the movies to watch a movie.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
couldn't sit at home and actually watch anything.
No, it's the amount of crap DVDs that I used to watch. That wow, it was magnified in what somebody's face and stuff like that. You wait 3 days for a movie. Yeah, looking forward to it, and it was terrible. But yeah, you'd lift up your phone and all you'd hear is all that crap. But yeah, can you imagine trying to stream on those old computers? It just wouldn't happen, would it?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
I mean, I tried to stream. We bought a laptop for a few £100 in Argos, and it was only 4 gig of RAM, and it wouldn't stream. Remember, I tried it, and I kept. We was using Element at the time. I ended up taking the computer back, didn't I? Yeah, it couldn't stream. It couldn't stream. It was streaming. You just get stuttering.
Luca was waiting for someone, but they didn't, so he did it himself. Thank you, Luca.
You're
So
welcome.
what do you want me to dance to?
Let's go with well, a song that's not copyright.
Dance
Yeah.
Monkey. Dance Monkey. Thank you, Matthew Eastman.
Dance
Really
Monkey.
appreciate it.
I wonder
can
if
try.
I
What
wonder
the heck is Dance Monkey? Hey, do the floss or something.
Click Ashley. Never gonna give you up. That's not copyright.
I'm never gonna
right?
give you up.
Of course
I
it's
think
copyright. Of course it's
It's
I don't
copyright.
think that's copyright.
Of course it is.
Let's see.
Of course it is.
Non-copyright music to dance to.
All my streams have got copyright music in it, but what it is, it's because they're cover versions, but it's still copyrighted. So if I was monetized, I would have to sort them videos out, which I'm not going to be. But yeah, so they're still copyrighted. You just don't get copyrighted for it
Yeah.
because I'm not monetized, even though they've offered me monetization. I don't
Well, it's not
understand.
copyright free. It's just normal, ordinary.
Let's have a look.
Everyone dance. Can you hear that?
No.
Why? No.
I mean, I've got.
Oh god.
Is this the monkey?
Try it, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
I mean, nah. Well, we'll do a full.
Oh, Luca wants his
I
choice
want-
of dances. Blooming hell.
What do you gave 4 super chats for it, sir?
Yeah. So it's not 4 dances though, surely.
I'm looking.
Hold on, I'm having a look.
He's going to try and get you pole dancing or something, Flat. I'm telling you.
Nah, I'm looking for copyright free. Don't worry. I'm not gonna get you banned.
Do the Fortnite flossing or something. I can't floss. I've tried to floss. I can't do it. Can't do it.
Flossing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. I've tried. I can get the basic rhythm, but then I kind of got all messed up.
Well, I have danced before, so let me show you.
I used to break dance a lot, but not anymore.
I got it on my channel. Let's see. This is like for my daughter's
Oh yes.
function
Yeah.
for the dance. There we go.
Let's have a look at this.
Ah, yeah, I remember. This was Christmas 23, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is like
2 years ago. Maybe.
this is fun though. There I am. do for children.
Innit?
I can moonwalk at Heath, David. I can do that. So you ever do
Hold on.
that? You rock, man.
Oh, the full Monty.
Hey,
I don't think that
we actually
copyright
You
free.
can do it.
practiced a lot for this.
I don't think that's copyright free. Did the music did a Christmas song? Did a Christmas song? No, I did. Jingle Bell.
Debatable if it does, but I'll just cut that out.
Did Jingle Bell.
Oh, go on, MC Hammer.
Did these things?
Oh, we love
Crab race. Crab race is not.
Well, let's do that one.
Nice.
Who's this side? Flatzoid.
Yeah, I'll put it on now. Let me embarrass myself.
The robot. No, the robot.
Yeah, everything.
Oh, yes. Nice little breakdance of course.
And it's done. Ah,
Nice. Nice.
Bro. What's wrong with you dancing there?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dance there.
Why you do it?
Alright.
The Egyptian. The Egyptian.
Are you profit?
Yeah, a bit like that. It's quite like that.
I don't know. I've been about.
It's weird. It's hard. You got to get the rhythm right. Nice. Nice.
Yay! We actually do that. Yeah, we do that video.
Hey, a Pateron.
La 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 la.
All the things and I know. Always the tolls. be screaming. I want to be. You lost me, man. Bring them on, let him go.
Wow.
Luca, you'll get dizzy.
As long as you're enjoying yourself, Luca.
What is he doing? I think he can stop. Look at that, Luca.
Thank you,
How
Luca.
many
Thank
energy
you.
drinks did you have today?
That was fun, though. Come
I
on.
didn't think he was able to stop. I thought he was in a loop. I thought he was going to stop. Madness. Yeah, you listen. I'll have to lose weight before you catch me dancing again.
But thank you. That was fun, though.
That was fun.
Appreciate everybody's participation.
Yeah, the floss is hard to do flat. It's one of them things you got to have the proper rhythm
I'm
going.
gonna have to try and.
It's easy once
I've
you
never
get
tried it
going,
before.
but I just can't get going. Who was the dude that did the floss? I think he was a TikToker, wasn't he? And he got famous for it. It might be.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have too much sugar. I agree. There must be something in my coffee.
That's right. That's right.
Guys, sometimes it's just good to let go.
I just didn't think Lucas' batteries were going to wear out then. I thought you just turned them on and just let them go.
I must say you got the moves, man.
You got it. I like you on the screen when he's pointing at the camera. He's like, like he's pointing at someone in the crowd. You. Oh, it's funny, man. It's funny. The guy who flossed.
So there's no globies that wanting to come and show Flat Earth is fantasy.
Oh, there's a dude there that flosses. Hold on. Yeah. Oh no, I can't use that because that's. Could you use that?
I agree. Luca's a natural. You see, because Luca goes clubbing on his off time. That's the thing, because that's why he's up at 4 a.m. Riyadh to watch, because he gets back from the club and then he comes and watches the stream.
No.
Right.
Crab ray for Luca.
Right. I think this is the floss here. Look.
Yes. I don't know how they
I'll
do
leave
it.
the music. I'll leave the music down.
Yeah. But let's see, huh?
It's weird, isn't it? It's just to get in the rhythm. That was the floss, anyway.
There we are. Got it. See it?
Oh, yeah, I can't see it. So, I think you're moving your arms. You need to move your hips as well. There it is.
Okay. I'm going to look up what's the crab rave.
Oh, I know what the crab wave is.
Crab rave. But isn't that copyright though?
I don't know, actually. Huh. I'll have a
Let's
look.
see. Is the
Yeah, you
crab
look.
rave copy right? Yes, the song Crab Rave is copyrighted. Sorry. It's an awesome song though.
I got rid of the wrong tab. I got rid of the stream tab.
Let's see if I can. We'll have to dance without the sound then. Wow. Okay. It's gonna be tricky.
I didn't know they made a song to that. I didn't know they made an actual dance to that crab, because I've seen that crab mix before. I didn't know they'd actually got people doing it. Hey, I tell you what, you got that down, man. You got that down. You got that down. You got that down.
Not too hard. Whew. See what we have to do, guys. This is what it comes down to.
Madness. It's funny though. It's funny. I think what time I'm gonna make another coffee. You don't have to see Luca bloody dance. I mean, I used to dance like loads in the nightclub, but being stuck in the same move for 10 minutes, no.
Come on, where's everybody? Well, there's going to be a lot of clipping now, that's all for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Ooh, new update for YouTube. Nice. Wonder what's the update. Yes, Alderbear, my dancing proved the earth is flat. I agree. Thank you. So, Luca, I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite type of food?
Favorite type of burgers.
Burgers. Okay. Any specific
Yum.
type of burger?
Burgers are yum. Let's get chicken. Chicken burger.
Nice. I like burgers too, sir. Someone's trying to come in, but I don't see anybody. I heard a bling.
Yeah, I know what that was.
Ha. Okay, so the votes have gone up to 109 votes. Is Flat Earth reality or fantasy? Reality 57%, fantasy 42%, and Tissa Cookie 1%. Hey, Davo, what's up?
What is up, man? How you doing?
Good, good in yourself.
Good. So the topic, flat Earth, fantasy or reality, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, I know you
Yeah.
think the 24-hour sun and all that was fake and everything. If it wasn't, though, it still doesn't falsify the flat Earth to you, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Because of
You
what,
got-
like dome refraction and stuff like that.
Yeah, because, yeah, I would say it's possible that it could be refracting in the dome.
I think one explanation is it's a reflection off the dome. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the one explanation for it. But like I was saying, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't really bother me if the sun is circling on the outside or the inside or not, because at the end of the day, it's just a straw man that's taken from the Gleason's map, which I've never ascribed to anyway.
So the firmament, though, does that have to be a factor that would create the phenomenon, or do you think the phenomenon could happen without the firmament?
No, I think the firmament would be part of it.
Okay, so if we could falsify that there's not a firmament, then would that falsify the observation?
Yeah. How are you gonna falsify the firmament though?
But
You
where
got
is the
this.
firmament on the flat Earth to you?
On top, just holding everything in to keep the waters above separate from Earth.
Does it ever reach the ground?
Yeah, the firmament would have to reach the ground, yes.
Where on the ground?
At the edges, I guess. Wherever
Are the
it's
edges
set
in the
down.
south?
Foundations, you can say.
Okay, are the edges at the south?
On a flat, I would say it would be on the outside, yes.
Okay, so if we were to continually go south and never hit the firmament, but actually come back north, wouldn't that falsify the firmament? That it doesn't exist?
It's possible, yes.
So when Will Duffy made the Crossing Antarctica video, what was your reaction to that?
Nobody crosses Antarctica straight through.
Okay, so what about the Qantas 14 flight in 2021, where they had 107 passengers, and it was a commercial flight, and they went from Argentina all the way to Darwin, Australia, over Antarctica.
At South Pole, they took a hard left.
So, all right, so you're telling me they went south, hit Antarctica, and then they turned and just kept going around the edge all the way to
Yeah.
Australia? That would take like 40, 50 hours.
No, if you look at their path route, when they get to the South Pole, quote unquote, they take a turn.
So wait, you think they head straight, and then hit Antarctica and then turn? And
Because if you look at it, it's staying around just the edges of Antarctica. So they're going through a certain
yeah,
place.
that's a great circle route.
So it shows exactly what it would be on a flat Earth. The route they took.
A great
All right,
circle
so, all right.
is a route they take on a globe.
That would show
Great
exactly on a flat Earth. If you want to take a globe, you'd have to go straight north to south
The
circumpolar
great circle route has a
Yeah,
certain
that's-
sort. Ah.
The reason
So
they
you're saying they didn't
have
go
to
south, they just hit the shoreline and followed the shoreline, you're saying?
not the shoreline, obviously inland, but
So you're going further south, you're going towards Australia on a globe if you're going inland.
You must remember on a globe, if they have to just travel straight through south, they're going to end up, I think it's the Pacific Ocean, there's going to be no land there. So they have to take a bit of a detour to go through Australia way.
No, if you go straight south from South America and go all the way to the South Pole and keep going south, you'll just hit
I'm sorry, I'm getting
Australia.
confused. What you're talking about circumnavigating Antarctica. You're talking about the Qantas flights from Argentina
Yes.
to Australia itself.
Yes.
Yeah, I see no issue with that.
How do you see no issue? They went south, which is the complete opposite direction. Like the whole 24-hour sun thing is that we're seeing the sun in the south of Mount Rossman, right? But that only makes an assumption because there could be dome refraction happening, and that's why we're seeing it there, right? So the way to falsify dome refraction is to actually go towards the sun itself, which is what that flight did. It just went straight south and it popped up north. South became north.
That's what I'm saying it didn't. If you see the flight route, it doesn't.
Can you bring up the flight route right now?
Qantas. Which one was it? The Qantas?
Qantas 14, 2021.
14, 2021 flight route.
Buenos Aires, Argentina to Darwin, Australia.
Yep. Images.
Yes, dude, it was like a 15-hour flight, and they went south.
Oh. I'll get out for you. There we go. Can you see that?
Yeah.
See that? It's only on the edge.
Okay, so they touched it, but then they just kept going. So they didn't go to the South Pole, but they touched it, and then they still went south. What would that be? Southwest?
Yeah, let's say a bit southwest, and then.
Okay, so how does that work on a flat Earth?
How would it not work on a flat Earth? They're just following the path.
No, because you went to Antarctica first. Like, do you believe in the AE map?
That's what I said. It's just a map. But AE map, it has distortions, just like the Mercator map has distortions. It's a distorted map. There's no, how can I say, reference to actual reality. That's why maps in large scale always have inaccuracies.
So there's no distortion on the globe.
Okay, but why would you ever have to hit Antarctica if you're just going west? But going southwest is showing you that they're crossing the bottom of the ball. On a flat Earth, you would just go west all the way around. You would never go south at all. Why would you
But
even turn
but
south?
don't you see don't you see New Zealand there? They pass past New Zealand, don't they?
Okay.
So that would make sense that they have to pass there to go through to Australia.
Yeah, on the globe. And I mean,
Yeah,
on the AE map where you would too, but it would be a way longer distance. It would, like, how long was the flight? Does it say?
Let's see. Hey, Saul, what's up, man? Good to see you.
What's
Let me
going
just-
on, guys?
How you doing, bro?
What are we still going on about this flight? These people,
Yeah.
They got this flight, really?
I just don't understand how this debunks the firmament, though.
Doesn't debunk anything.
They're still going on about a globe as well, so I don't know why, but they are.
During the airlines, it was certified, allowing to fly a certain distance away from the nearest suitable airfield in case they lost engine. Qantas case, the 787s are certified. 30 means they can operate 330 minutes or 5 hours, 30 minutes on one engine before reaching an alternate airport. I just want to see what it says about how long they flew.
You know, those long distance flights like that catch the trade winds and the jet stream too. So
Exactly.
that adds
Pushes along.
speed a lot. People go, "Oh, they're only doing 500 miles an hour." No, it's not. Not if it's in a 600 mile an hour tailwind.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to go to Antarctica at all to do that flight. Dude, I was a flat earther for
they
5
did.
years. So that shows that they're going under the ball because they went to
No,
Antarctica first.
But that's where the jet stream is. That's where the jet stream follows.
You were a flat earther for 5 years.
Yes.
And now you're a glober.
Yeah, I believe in the globe because of south-north circumnavigation.
Really?
Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
look how it works.
Listen, you weren't really a flat earther then, because
No,
if
I
you
wouldn't
can
say
shit
so.
can
Yeah.
all the rest,
Yeah.
if you can shit can the irreconcilable physical.
No, there's a thing besides
Hold on,
exclusive proof or not.
Wait a
All the
second.
other proofs weren't exclusive. South-north circumnavigation is
Oh, no,
exclusive. You can't deny it.
You didn't let me finish.
Wait
ahead.
a minute.
You've completely shit canned all the physical impossibilities that are incorporated by your globe Earth belief.
No, there's not an impossibility because,
Yes, there is.
unfortunately,
There's two of them. I'm going to give you two of them.
Go ahead.
Convexity of water is one.
yeah, there's a force.
No,
Gravity's
there's
a
no
force. It's pulling it at the edges. It
Gravity is a
sucks.
force. They don't even say gravity is a force. They say gravity creates a force. So you're wrong already.
So if you're going on about
Oh,
gravity,
if it
you would
creates
never
a force
flat
or
earther.
not, it's a phenomenon where it would bend the edges.
Prove it.
Dude, you don't even have to go to that part. All you have to do is navigate the Earth.
Yeah,
Navigating
well,
the Earth alone can show you
Yeah.
where you live.
How
We don't
do
need to
you
look at this.
Would you use a sextant to do that?
No, you don't even have to do that. You can just go in one direction. If east becomes west, north becomes south,
No, it doesn't. Never do
west
that.
becomes east, and south becomes north, where
That
do you
never
think you
happens.
live?
That never happens.
It does happen. Dude, it's happened
No, it
hundreds of
doesn't.
times.
No, it doesn't. Listen, if I go up to the end of my road and I make a right-hand turn, and I go down the road until I come to the next road and I make another right-hand turn, and I keep going until I come to the next road and I make another right-hand turn.
Yeah, it's east-west
All right, now wait a
circumnavigation.
second.
That's not south becoming north.
Does that make my neighborhood a fucking globe?
No, because that would be east-west. You're traveling in a circle. I agree that east and
That's
west could be
exactly
circles.
what east and west
but-
are, circles.
Yeah, okay, so that's no problem. But south becoming north is the problem.
South never becomes north.
It does become north.
No, it doesn't.
Watch,
No,
dude.
never.
It's been done hundreds of times.
Well, show me.
You can
show
do it
me
yourself.
Twice.
You can book it
Show me
yourself.
twice that it's been done. You,
you-
say it's hundreds of times.
All
Show
right.
me twice.
Okay, the Qantas 14 is one.
That's
I
not
just
going
told you
north.
that.
Hold on.
They-
That's not
they-
north
They
turning
went
into
south all the way
Are
to
they
Antarctica and kept going south, and then
They
hit
don't-
Australia.
No, they didn't. We
No,
just
they
showed
didn't.
you.
No,
You,
they
dude,
didn't.
you showed me that they went and touched it, and then kept going. Like you said, they curved. They didn't really even curve. It shows a straight line on
They went
on
on
the
the
sphere
outer
right there.
edge of Antarctica and they went back up.
Why
didn't
would
go
you
down.
ever have to go to the outer edge and then come back up, dude? That would be completely out of the way.
Because they
It'd
had
be the
to go
complete
to
opposite
Australia.
direction.
Because they had to go to
Yeah,
Australia. That
Australia
destination.
isn't towards Antarctica. It's all the way on the other side towards Russia and Asia.
Do you know where the jet stream is, bro?
all the way on the other side. Like, do you
know
agree that
what the
Australia
jet
is
stream
near
is?
China? Do you agree that
Where does the jet stream travel?
the jet streams would travel east to west?
That's right. Now, east and west, you've already told us there's a circle, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So if you're following that, you're going to continuously going. You're going to have to keep correcting in order to go east or west. You're going to have to keep correcting in order to maintain that direction. You're never going to go south and pop back up north. Nobody has ever done that, ever.
Qantas 14 just did that.
Qantas never does that. They don't cross Antarctica. No
It
one
just
crosses
pull up
Antarctica.
the picture again. Pull up the
It's
picture
a
again, dude.
fucking drawing, dude.
It hits Antarctica.
It's a drawing someone made.
A drawing. It's not a
Yes.
drawing. It's
Really is a drawing.
dude. They went south. You
Is
like
that
if
an
you were on that
actual
flight.
photograph of the airplane taking its path,
Look,
or is
yeah,
that a
looking down at the
representation?
ice. Yeah, they do have actually them videoing the ice of going over Antarctica.
Uh-huh.
They do have that. And also, if you were on the flight yourself, you don't think you would know that we're traveling south?
Have you ever been on that flight?
No, I never been on that flight, but you
Never
could
been on
book
that
it.
flight.
So
Okay, wait.
no, so go
Hold
ahead.
on a minute. Hold on a minute. Are compasses notoriously inaccurate at southern latitudes?
Yeah, there's magnetic declination.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So we got two problems going on here. One, you've never taken the flight. Two, you're not really quite sure of the compass, so you don't know that they were actually going south at all. They could have been going southeast. They could have been going northeast, northwest, whatever. You have no indication. You're going by some
No.
fucking cartoon that somebody drew up for you and said, "Look, here's how the airplane went." And
No,
went,
you would
"Oh
know
my
by if
God,
you were
look
on
at
the
that."
if you were on the plane, you can see the land you're flying over. You know what direction you're
On the
going.
plane.
Do you have to do something
Wait a
personally
second, wait a
yourself
second. How do
for
you know what
humanity to
wait,
prove it, for it to be
how do you
done?
know what was
Do you
seen
only
on the
believe in
plane?
things that you've done personally?
How do
Or
you
do you
know what was seen on the plane?
We'll turn him down a bit.
there's video.
He's a
They
little
video
loud.
out the window.
He's
A
too
video
loud.
Yeah,
out
they
the
video out the
window.
window.
And did
Time's that short.
the video
Yeah,
camera
it was a big deal. It was a big deal that they all went over Antarctica. This flight doesn't happen all the time. It was a big deal. They literally recorded it.
So they went completely across Antarctica.
Yeah.
They didn't come in the edge of it and fly around and then come back.
Yeah, they
off
didn't just touch it and go out of it right away. No, it's not like
They
the
went
bullshit.
straight over. They went straight over. That's what you believe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I believe they went over
All right. So here's your problem.
the perimeter of it.
Here's your problem. Okay. Now what you have to do in order to verify your ridiculous globe earth belief, you have to reconcile the idea of water convexing and sticking to the outside of an object. And
No, I don't need to worry about any of that.
No. You also
The
have to
navigation proves it on its own, on its
What
face.
does? What proves it?
The navigation proves it on its
No,
face.
the navigation
If
doesn't
south
prove
becomes
it. Physically,
north,
no.
there's no other
Physical-
explanation.
Yes, there is, because early navigation before GPS used a sextant. And let me tell you something about a sextant. There are no arcs. There's only straight lines. There's only straight lines, my man. Is
All
an
right,
angle
you don't
an
even
arc?
have to use a sextant.
You view stars.
You can navigate without a sextant.
Well, how?
The stars.
That's what you use a sextant to view.
Yeah, but you don't need the actual the device or whatever. You can just do it just by looking at it. You can just walk towards
Sure, you can.
Cancel.
That's why they never, they say, "Oh shit, I left my sextant at home." That's all right. We're still going to sail to America just by visualizing the stars, dude. Stop being ridiculous.
All right. Well, okay. Say you need the sextant, whatever.
I just want to point out.
We've spoke about this like a month ago, by the way. Anyways, or 2 months ago, where we were speaking about. What are you saying? Go ahead.
I just want to point out that on screen you can see the IE map, obviously, and then the globe. These are the jet streams. Which one makes more logical sense?
Yeah, I know. I agree with that. Why do you think I was a flat earther for 5 years?
I
No,
don't
I'm
know.
saying. So when a plane follows that curve that you're claiming, which jet stream would they be taking?
They wouldn't. They would be traveling the Earth. They don't need to take a jet stream.
No, they
On
definitely
the AE map, they need to take a jet stream to make up the distance so that the speed goes faster. You don't need that on a globe.
If you follow those jet streams on a globe, it takes exactly the same path.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get up for you quickly. Because I think a jet stream is one of the biggest things that's overlooked by globe believers.
Oh my God, yes. I don't know how they can think that you can actually have any kind of an atmosphere, which is a stupid word to begin with because gas does not have a shape.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's an impossibility too. But
It is.
it appears, unfortunately, if you're able to navigate the Earth and the Earth is always navigating like a sphere, it's simple. East becomes west, west becomes east, north becomes south, south becomes north.
No, it
If you can
doesn't.
prove that,
When does west become east? When does west become east?
when does west? All right, well, you're always going west, but you know what I'm saying. You get to the east by going west. So you're in California.
You either go east or you go west. It's only relative to a position.
You get to the east by going west. You can get to the west by going east.
Where's the east at?
East is Asia.
Well, how do you know? Well, New Hampshire, as far as I'm concerned, is east of me.
Yeah,
right?
it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Virginia
Beach.
Virginia
could you go
Beach
west?
is east of me. It's not.
Could you go west and get to that location? Yeah, you could. It would be a long ass way, but you could.
Yeah.
So west becomes east. So that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't become east. It's a circle. Don't you understand that? It's just a circle. It's just a counterclockwise or clockwise circle.
You understand my point.
There's no time that south ever becomes north and north becomes south. That doesn't occur.
Oh.
You
doesn't become south.
You became a flat earther because of somebody's claim of an airline flight? Are you shitting me?
You mean a globe earther? Yeah, and
whatever.
it's not just the airline. It's not just the airline flight. It's been done hundreds of times. We talk about the people who trekked it on the ground.
Hundreds of times. Where do you get this from?
Show
me 5 fucking times where it was done.
Okay, go to the website. Did you not watch Duffy's Crossing Antarctica video? There's 100 times where the website shows you could. Okay, so you want to live in an echo chamber then?
Why would I watch?
That's the difference. That's the
Why
difference.
You guys gonna have to talk one at a time. Sorry, guys.
Why would I watch a crook to begin with?
Because they might have information that you don't know. It's called being unbiased.
A liar never has any information that's useful for anyone.
You already faked Antarctica. Why would you watch any other videos after you faked the TFE thing? After you don't
want to live in an echo chamber. You haven't seen the video. Can you please bring it up, Flatzoid? Because Sov hasn't seen it. And there are hundreds of times that it's done. You could book it yourself, Sov, just like you could book the ALE trip to Union Glacier yourself to prove yourself wrong that a 24-hour sun exists down there.
Did you go to fucking Union and Glacier? Did you go?
Okay, so here's your point again, where if I haven't done something, then I can't believe it myself.
Did you go?
No, Sov, I haven't gone. But there's things that I haven't done that I believe in that other people have done. Just because I haven't done something doesn't mean humanity hasn't done something.
You actually believe someone who's a known liar and a criminal?
No, I think there's an abundance of evidence. There's an abundance of evidence. There's the marathoners who went. Every year, marathoners go there, dude.
I've got something to play for you quickly. No. I've got quickly something to play for you. It's very
you
short.
can do it yourself. If you have this belief that it doesn't exist, you have to go do it yourself because you're denying objective reality and what humanity has discovered.
That's not objective reality. It's some lying person that came back and said, "You mean to tell me that all these years of Antarctic exploration and shit, right? That's gone on." No 24-hour sun, no credible video, nothing, not at all. Even though
that's the problem. That's the problem.
I'm still talking. I'm still talking.
Go ahead.
All right. So all that time, all them people going to Antarctica, no credible videos, shitty time lapses that are been proven to be fake and shit. But some financial crook and some pervert that likes to have sex with dolls comes back from going there and says, "Oh, we saw a 24-hour sun," and that settled it. Dude, you need to buy a bridge that I have.
Well, the thing is, what I want to play quickly.
They intentionally made it so that we would become flat earthers if we looked into it. It was a psyop.
David,
what happened 5 years later after flat Earth?
Devo, okay, just
The
listen
big
quickly.
pandemic, right?
Devo,
It
dude, are you even hearing
discredited
me talk?
us so that people
Hello?
wouldn't believe in them.
You
Hello?
are clinically
Okay, I've muted
insane,
him.
bro.
I've muted him. Okay. Dave, I'm going to quickly
Clinically
play this thing and please listen to what Duffy's saying here, okay? Just listen.
Have you measured the diameter of the sun changing since the days of Adam?
I haven't measured it, and I want to
Okay, so
point
it's a
out.
false
I want
claim. So you're
I
just
wanna
appealing
point,
to.
Hey, Sean, let me answer. I want to point out to the audience, you are evading the topic of the debate, which is the shape of the Earth, by talking about the sun.
Your whole TFE is about the sun, you
Exactly.
bloody-
Wow. So he admits that has nothing to do with the Earth.
So what are your thoughts on that? If TFE is all about the sun and he's saying it's got nothing to do about the Earth, what is that? What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's a hypocritical statement.
Yeah, he's full of them too.
So should you trust anything he says? Because everything he really brings is hypocritical.
I know why.
Dude, no, it's not just Duffy who's claiming a 24-hour sun exists down there. It's the whole world. It's
He's the one that
marathoners.
wants
It's
to-
people who have no bias towards this
Where
conversation
were they-
whatsoever.
where were they
You
trying
could
to
do
get
it.
that?
Run Boston Bear is going to go do it this year. You're
Well,
not going to
good
believe
for
Run
him.
Boston Bear then either. Like literally, you're in a stance where you are denying objective reality because the
It's
whole
not
world
stop saying it's
does it
objective
year after year
reality.
after
It's
year,
not.
and you say there's new liars year after year after year. You have to go
No,
do it
there's
yourself if
nothing
you
new
take this
about it.
stance.
No, there's nothing new about his lying. It goes back all the way to the early part of the 21st century. We see that through his criminal record of financial fraud.
I know why I said that.
Okay,
I'm just
Soft,
saying
would
that
you
these guys
agree
do
that the
preaching.
Soft? Would you agree? I'm sorry, PJ. Go ahead.
I'm saying you can see that he lies and he thinks it's fine to lie and deceive, even
I
through his
know.
preaching. Why would you trust someone that has a church, has a flock, and says it's cool to deceive people?
I know, yeah, that's fucked up. But if you listen to the whole sermon, it's supposed to be about it's okay to lie if it were to like create a benefit. Like if someone came in your house
More,
and said,
it's more than
"Are
one
you
sermon.
the only one here?" and like your family's like in the basement and they're gonna kill you, well, you would say, "Yeah, it's just me." So it's
Yeah, but
okay to
that's-
lie for a net benefit. That's what the whole sermon was
the
about.
thing is, wait.
No.
The thing is, it's more than one sermon he did. It was a series of sermons. I've actually listened to all three of them. He's still making it morally acceptable to lie, go against the 9th commandment. When you look at that kind of situation, God doesn't look at the lie; He looks at the intent of your heart.
Exactly.
When you're lying and
Yeah.
deceiving, it goes about the intent. You are there to deceive someone. When you're saying, okay, no, my children aren't here, you can't, that is not lying to deceive, that is protecting. So there's a difference.
Okay, all right, yeah, I would agree with that. But can we get back to the topic that if you are to go south, and you can use the sextant, as Sav was saying, and you want to go to Sigma Octantis, you can do so, right? And will you see Sigma Octantis 90 degrees above your head, just like you'll see Polaris?
Sigma Octantis you can't see Sigma Octantis. It doesn't exist. It's
All right, I know it's an I know it's a point in the sky, but will you get to a place where everything is circling you, just like Polaris does in the north?
Apparently so. But why does that?
So look, now, 1 sec. Let me just finish 1 sec. Now that you just got to that point, you went south and got there. Now just keep going another 69 miles and see what happens. Do you hit the firmament? Do you hit the firmament, or do you hit new lands? You hit neither.
You know, I
don't know.
You go to the
When did
north.
you-
You go to the
Why
north.
are you? Hold up. Why are you telling us to do it? You're the one with the claim. Why don't you do it?
No. The world makes the claim. The scientists do this all the time. You're denying the claim, and you have the ability to do it yourself, and you're refusing to do it yourself. I don't have to do it. I believe in it.
I've actually asked Duffy when he was on here. I actually asked him.
I've been sitting out for this whole thing.
Sorry, Porter. I just got to say
He's
something, man. Sorry, Porter. Just
This
2
dude's
seconds,
trolling.
man.
Yeah, this
Wait.
dude's trolling.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you,
I
he's
agree.
trolling y'all.
Yeah, he was never flat earther. I agree.
No,
But
he
I just
wasn't.
want to point out.
So
I asked Duffy, okay, why don't you just be more? Why don't you rather do your non-experiment and just go straight through and look for the firmament? You know what his response was? Oh, I don't believe in the firmament.
Well, that would verify that then, wouldn't it? So
Yeah.
I'll tell you why he doesn't want to. One, he can't.
Mm-hmm.
Two, no one can, even if they tried. You're not going to get there, man. That's just all there is to it. There's no point where you're
Okay,
going to
so
go
what are we
south
talking
and
about? Is
talking about-
fantasy again? Isn't the title of the stream Flat Earth Fiction or Fantasy? You just told me it will never happen. That's sounding like fantasy.
Right. That's right.
You know
Fantasy.
why it won't happen? You know
Look,
why
if I
it
draw
won't
a
Earth is
straight line,
fantasy.
look, I'm going to show you something. If I draw a straight line off of this object going that way, it's never going to come back to this side. Ever.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why you're never going to go south and end up coming north. It's not going to happen.
It
never
happens,
has
Soft.
happened.
That's
Okay.
why I'm a
No,
glober now, because it
No,
happens.
you
That's what
weren't
happens
ever
on a
flat.
sphere.
No, dude, you were never a flat earther. Stop.
So crazy
Okay,
to
I
say that
want
to
to
someone.
ask you about navigation, though,
So
Davo.
ridiculous to say that to someone, Soft.
Can
I
I-
was a
can
Not
flat
at
I
earther
ask
all.
you
for
about-
5 years. I
can
have
tell.
videos.
Listen, I can tell by the way you talk and the bullshit that you're saying that you've never been a flat earther. You want to know why?
You could-
Because
I-
once you've seen it, once you've really seen it and you understand it, you
Yeah.
can't unsee it.
Until there's an unfalsifiable claim, an exclusive proof. The
Well, what
exclusive
you-
proof is
Right,
South becoming
which
North.
would be
South
there
becoming
isn't
North
any.
is that exclusive proof.
Okay,
Well,
wait.
there is-
There
and it
is
happens.
No,
there
it doesn't.
is a way to show which
mentally
is
ill.
which is
If it
globe
wasn't for
doesn't
that, I would
exist.
never believe it. That's why the 24-hour sun alone didn't flip me. Because I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
I-
if there's a firmament, it's possible. There's a
Yeah, but
possibility.
that's what I'm
We
saying.
don't have an exact model, but it's a proof of concept, and
No.
God could make it work. So that didn't flip me. South becoming North flipped me because that's exclusive. You can't deny that.
When did
South
you ever
doesn't become
experience
north.
South
South
becoming
doesn't become
North?
north.
It's been done hundreds of times. Like I said,
No,
watch
it hasn't.
Duffy's
claim
video.
that you have a claim that
Go
it's
to
been done
ice. Go to
hundreds of times.
IceTrex. Go to IceTrex.com or whatever Duffy says. You could book it yourself. You could do a solo
Duffy.
sled
Duffy.
trip. You could
Sure.
do
Soft
a
called
solo
them.
sled
Soft knows
trip.
about it.
So-
Soft actually called them. He called the place. He knows about it.
He's trolling y'all.
Dude, you was never a flat earther.
You
I
can do it yourself. You're denying
Okay,
objective
can I ask
reality,
you
dude.
something, Davo? Can I ask you
All
about
right, I'll do it
navigation?
myself. You pay for it.
Okay, and
No,
I'm not.
you pay
I'm
for
not
it.
rich. I wish I
Well,
could.
then
I'll go
fuck
with you.
off.
If I
Neither
was
am
rich,
I.
I would go with
You
you.
think any of us on here are rich? Then shut up with your
No.
fucking shit about going there. Okay?
Okay, well, Soft, no, you're the one who is denying everyone's experience and calling it fake.
What do
So
you mean
you have to
everyone's
prove it to
experience?
yourself.
We have experiences of people
All
in National
the
Geographic
marathoners,
that
all-
claim that the sun going down in December
I want to
made it
ask.
extremely cold.
I just want to ask a very logical question. Do you know how navigation works in the south?
generally, not fully. Tell me.
Well, you usually use the stars, obviously, just like you use in the north. And because magnetic declination is different here, let's say you go to Antarctica where your compasses don't work. How do they use the stars to navigate in the day?
You can't because you can't see them.
Okay. Now, if you understand the sun is in normal parts of the world, the sun rises from the east and sets in the west, correct?
Yes.
So if you're in Antarctica, that doesn't happen because it circles you all the way around, correct?
Yes.
How do you know which way you're going?
Because you could use the topographical details like mountains.
Oh, okay. And those topographical details like mountains are based on what? A globe?
No, it's just the land that you see. And it's where the sun's positioning is. So like Mount Rossman in Union Glacier, you know that's south. Because when they fly back to Punta Arenas, Chile, they don't go towards Mount Rossman, they go north. They go the opposite direction. So you know that's north. You know Mount Rossman's south. You just keep going over Mount Rossman and keep going in that direction.
Great. And once you've gone through Mount Rosman, how do you know you're carrying on going south to get through through Antarctica to get to the other side?
When the sun gets to that southern point, so you're going to have another topographical feature. You'd have to have another one.
And
So
the
in the
deeper you
sun,
go in
it's harder to
Antarctica, there's
do
less
in the
topographical
daytime.
features.
You would do this at nighttime. It's harder to do in the daytime.
And at nighttime, how are you going to
Sigma
follow the
Tantus.
stars?
There is
Again,
no
Sigma
Sigma.
Tantus doesn't exist.
But you can see the point in the
Yes,
sky
yes.
where everything's rotating around. You wait a day, you
Okay,
mark an
let
imaginary
me put it this
marker,
way.
and you go towards
You know,
it.
Okay, let me put it this way. To
Oh,
do
wow.
that, you need to do a long exposure
Yes.
video.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're not going to stand there for an hour waiting for something to happen. Say, okay, let's go that direction, are you?
No, you'll have to wait a day or so.
And then how you know you're going in that direction constantly? Have you ever, let's put it this way, blindfolded yourself and tried to walk
You go-
straight?
No, that'd be difficult. But
That's
all you have to
exactly the
do
same
is
as it would be in-
69 miles at a time. If you do 69 miles at a time, day after day, so go 69 miles, stop, do the
69
long
miles.
exposure again, go another
Oh,
69 miles. You're going to see 1 degree change every single day until you get to that point.
How far do you
Now
think-
you're there. Just go another 69. Do you hit a firmament or does south become north? It's over. It's over.
What would
Letter's
be your
over right there.
What would be your modality of transportation?
Yeah.
That you'd be going 69 fucking miles in a day.
In Antarctica.
They have wind sleds. They have a bunch of random shit. Watch Duffy's video.
That's a long way, 69 miles a day in weathers like Antarctica. It's a long
Yeah,
way.
okay. You could use an electric vehicle. It's 2025. Use a fucking electric vehicle you had to at this point. But the point is, it's not about what vehicle we're using.
Electric vehicle in sub-zero weather.
No.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about the concept. You're changing the conversation. We're talking about the concept of how to get there. Now you're trying to talk about
You're
the
acting like it's a
actual
hop, skip, and a jump
vehicle I'm going
across.
to use.
You're acting like it's a hop, skip, and a jump across the field. It's not.
No,
It's fucking Antarctica.
Okay, it doesn't matter how difficult it is. Is it possible to do it? And when you do it, what happens? Do you hit a firmament, or does south become north?
I don't know. Nobody's ever gone in there.
Yeah, they do all the time.
No.
They've already done it. You're denying objective reality again.
Stop saying objective reality. It's your fucking claim. It isn't
It's
objective
hundreds.
reality.
It's hundreds of people who have done it over and over again. Look up the Ice Trek expeditions. It's all mapped out, and you could book it yourself and do it solo. You could do it with a group.
Do you know how long? Okay, how far is it across Antarctica?
I don't know the diameter of Antarctica. I don't know. It's fucking far. It's like the size of the United States. It's like 3,000 miles.
All right, 3,000 miles. So about the width of the United States.
Yeah.
How long would it take you in good weather to hike across the United States?
You don't have to do the whole thing. All you have to do is from
Yeah,
Union
you do,
Glacier.
because you're saying that you can go in one edge and come out completely 180
Yeah, you
degrees
can.
on the
Yeah,
other
you
side.
can.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the scientists do this all the time in New Zealand. They fly to McMurdo
Look, if you've
Station.
ever been a flat earther, there was hundreds of people that have done this. Obviously, you knew this information while being a flat earther. So why was
No,
you
I
ever-
didn't. No, I didn't know this. Flat earthers never talk about this. That's why I was a flat earther. So look,
we talked
in New
about this many
Zealand.
times.
Look, you just gave yourself away, bro.
Yeah,
You
we
just
talked
gave
about this
yourself
many
away.
times.
You just gave
No,
yourself
what,
away,
dude?
bro.
No, we knew
Okay,
nothing about New Zealand going to McMurdo Station. McMurdo Station go to Munson Scott. Munson Scott going to Union Glacier, and Union Glacier going to Puna Arenas, Chile.
wanna point
No one
out
has
to-
ever fucking said that before.
Davo,
No one.
I want to point out too quickly. Have you ever seen actual north to south circumnavigation right through the center of Antarctica?
Have I seen someone do it?
Yeah, because you've claimed it to have happened.
Hundreds
Yeah,
of times.
the scientists do this
Hundreds,
continually
thousands.
in
There's millions of
Antarctica.
people that have done this every day.
You see this
Yeah.
line. You see this prime meridian. That would be a straight navigation through the south, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Go
put
the
you
other
pull up-
way. Turn it though. Go towards the south of
Even the
America
other way. I wanna
and
quickly
do
show
that
you
straight line straight to Australia now. That's all you have to do. It's over.
There's no over.
Over.
They literally went on the outside of
Game over. Let's pack up, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know that's what I had to do. It sucks. You think I want to be a fucking glober and that for 5 years I was wrong and everyone thought I was retarded for nothing? Yeah, cool. Even though they had no proof of shit, they didn't know any, like all of their proofs were like worked better on a flat earth. Like they used the Aristophanes, they used the east becoming west, so it must be a sphere, even though it works on the AE map. They use ships over the horizon when things disappear bottom up naturally. It's an optical phenomenon over distances. It's like, dude, they had no proof, but this is the proof.
There you go. There's no proof. So one.
Yeah,
so one.
but this is it.
Proof,
Everything worked better on a flat earth. Everything did,
It hasn't
besides
actually
this.
ever been done.
Okay.
Tells you.
Okay, so look at this.
That's like
okay?
Ranty's story. That's like Ranty's story that one picture turned him back to being a globe.
I know of this thing, Flatzoid. That's not south-north circumnavigation. I agree. They just touched it and came
That's what
back
they
north.
claim.
Huh?
You see, when it gets to the so-called South Pole, it takes a deviation again.
Yeah, but look, this isn't the Qantas flight that goes to Darwin, Australia. This is
but
a bullshit
this one goes to
one
the
last
center.
orbit.
This one
This
goes
is the
to
one last
South
orbit
Pole.
thing, I think.
Yes, but this goes to the center South Pole. Your Qantas flight only takes the outer edge of Antarctica. It doesn't actually go through
But it never
Antarctica.
turns. It never turns though. It just keeps going the same direction
Yes, it does
straight.
turn.
No, this one turns.
So does the Qantas.
No, the Qantas keeps going south right across the edge of the continent and straight into Australia.
Oh my God.
This turns.
No,
That doesn't. That goes just straight south, right across the coast, over it, and straight through it, and boom, right to Australia.
Okay, let me put this back up on screen, and I'm going to show you. How do I put this now? Replace window. There we go.
You
Yeah.
would agree, though, that if this did happen, it would be a falsifier, though, right? Can I at least get that out of you?
No.
Well, if a bullfrog had wings, it wouldn't bump
Okay,
its
so
ass
it would
when
be, yeah.
fell.
All right. So do you understand why I would change my position if I honestly believe this has been done? If I honestly believe this has been
That's
done.
what I'm trying to get is how you can honestly believe that that's been done. You don't.
Well,
you were never a flat earther. You're a troll.
That's
You've
so
never been a
ridiculous.
flat earther.
I've posted flat earth content on TikTok for years. Go to davidsanch.fe on TikTok.
What if somebody convinced you that you were black right now? Would you go, yes, I am now black?
What the fuck? That's the weirdest.
No, it's not, because
thing to
you're
ever
just
say.
going
Okay.
by what other people told you, and people you don't even know. Stories.
Soft. Do you only
Stories.
believe in things that you've done personally, Soft?
I don't believe a motherfucking thing unless I can verify it myself.
Okay.
Well, I've given you
Is
the
this the
opportunity
path?
to, and
this
you
more or
refuse
less
to do it.
Where's the check?
Davo?
Where's the check?
Davo?
Where's the check
All right, okay.
to pay for it?
All right. So
Okay,
you're
David.
denying that all the marathoners saw the 24-hour sun, even though marathoners go every single year.
Name one. Name one.
The marathoners' names?
Yeah. Tell me one marathoner.
I'm not a fanatic of
You don't
marathons.
know.
Run
So
Boston
where did
Bear.
you
Run
get-
Boston
wait,
Bear
wait,
will
did-
be one this December. Run
Hold
Boston
on.
Bear will be one.
Did you talk to a marathoner, or did somebody just say marathoners even saw it? Which one was it? It was the second one. Somebody told you
I think there's an abundance of evidence that marathoners go every single year, and there's video, and they do it all the time.
Show me the abundance of evidence that they all saw a 24-hour sun.
It's in the video. It's daylight.
No, it's not in the video. There's someone claiming.
So it became nighttime there. They ran and then they went to sleep, and it became nighttime. But they just said it never became nighttime.
They never said anything at all. Nobody talked to any runners or anything.
All right, be an investigative journalist. Go talk to them. See if it became nighttime there. I know it does not.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. You claim that runners saw the 24-hour sun, and now I have to go and verify your fucking claim? You're supposed to verify your claim, not me. You're the one that said that all these hundreds of runners that all saw the 24-hour sun, yet you can't name one or even reference one that said that at all, other than somebody else's hearsay, secondhand evidence that, yeah, the runners said they saw it.
It happens year after year after year after year for like 20 years now.
Well, then you should have no problem finding a particular runner.
Okay, yeah, well, I didn't know that something that's so obvious you would want like specific proof on.
How is it obvious?
I don't know one of their names.
How is it obvious?
It happens year after year after year after year.
Yes, the run.
You could do it yourself. Yes. It's not like a private thing. They're not hiding anything.
Cough up the check.
It's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is.
Okay, so every year there's a new 30 people that are in on faking the 24-hour sun.
Wait a second. Are they there to see a 24-hour sun, or are they there to run a marathon?
Do they sleep overnight and realize that the sun never went down? Do they all come back and say the sun is 24 hours in the sky there? Yeah, they all do.
They do? Well, show me one saying it.
Okay, if you really want me to go try to find one, see if there's ALE has a list All right, it's called investigative journalism.
Well, there
Contact
you go.
ALE.
That's what you need
Contact
to do.
ALE. See who went on the
Hold on,
trip. Find
He's
their
already
fucking Facebook
contacted
and
ALE.
message
Hold on.
them. It's not going to be hard. I guarantee you they'll
Who's
say yes. It
making
was
the
daylight the
claim?
whole time.
Who is
He's already.
wait a second.
do-
Who is making the claim that these runners all see a 24-hour sun? Who is making that claim? Me or you?
You
I
do
am.
know.
Okay, so who has to have the receipts?
I
But you
do.
do know.
There you
You
go.
do know. You do know when we
Okay,
check
cool.
the
So
the
when I show you
marathon
those
footage-
receipts, Dave, then what do
You
you do?
can't show up, Flat.
Then you
But
deny
Davo,
it.
you do know when we watched the marathon running footage and we checked the date, the time with the shadows, it doesn't match up with Duffy and there's footage.
Yeah.
I mean, even when Duffy and them were there doing their so-called live stream, we went and did the actual weather report live, and it didn't show exactly what they were showing either.
Dude,
But I
it's
mean,
so
I've got on
far
screen now
away
for
from
you
the rest
your
of
path.
civilization, the weather report could be wrong. It's so far
It's
away from the
live
rest of
updates.
civilization.
It's literally live updates.
From what?
They got
Satellite?
they got dedicated meteorologists that live in Union Glacier for that time to do live updates on the weather.
Yeah.
So how
Okay.
do they have it wrong?
The live weather cams did not match what we saw in their video at all.
All right, that's weird, but I don't
No,
think
it's
that would
not
be
weird.
proof
You know
that
what
it
it is?
doesn't happen.
It's called they lied. That's what
No.
it's called. It's nothing weird about it. We expected that.
Mm-hmm.
Are
But
there
anyway,
are there anomalies within true things sometimes?
What?
not dishonest anomalies, no. I just want to ask you, okay, so this is more or less the path from Darwin to whatever, okay?
Yeah,
How is
look,
this-
straight over.
How is this
straight line.
disproving? Sorry, how is this disproving a firmament?
Because what you're saying, the firmament would be more to the right, towards the
This is
South Pole, a
literally
little
on
more
the
that
edge.
way.
This is literally on the edge.
Yeah, but straight across it, dude.
It's just
On a flat Earth,
well,
wouldn't
if it's
the
straight.
firmament be here?
Yeah, so that's why I was talking about
that's
Sigma
quite a
Octantis
different-
before.
That's quite a distance away from the firmament, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the time it took, it's only like a 15-hour flight.
You were not a flat earther, man.
No.
I'm sorry. This is
No,
the
I know about jet streams.
Well,
But
then why
this
I'm not
is
talking about the
we
jet
never
stream. I'm
had it
talking about
over
the path.
Antarctica before.
I'm not
When was the
I'm not
over
talking about
Antarctica
jet
jet
stream.
stream before?
I'm
Flight?
talking about the path. We're talking specifically about the path here. You're saying they traveled through Antarctica, so therefore no firmament. I'm showing you, look at the path. It's not close to the firmament.
Yeah,
so
it
you
didn't
can't
go to
say no
90.
firmament.
I agree. I
And
agree.
your
It didn't go to 90.
argument was, well, I'm not a flat earther because of no firmament. So
Yeah.
hmm.
All right. Well, dude, you can actually go and do the trek, the ice treks, where you go to the South Pole first. And like I
don't
was
give a
speaking about the
damn
other
if the sun's
flights.
there or not. It doesn't matter to me. The point I'm making here is this line doesn't disprove anything.
It didn't go straight over the South Pole.
So
I agree.
your whole reason for saying, well, I don't believe it's a flat Earth because, well, let's ignore level. Water always finds its level is flat. You need containment to have gas pressure. Gravity is not scientifically verified. The curve has never been measured. You need to use flat Earth to have navigation. You ignore all that because a line that doesn't pass through the firmament that you claim debunks the firmament.
No, because you can go to the South Pole and South will become North. Go by the stars and also.
Where is it going north yet? Wait. Where on here is it
Go,
south
all right,
becoming north?
McMurdo Station to South Pole to Union Glacier. It's like an 8-hour flight in small planes. That's straight through the middle. That's straight through Sigma Octantis through 90.
Have you ever driven on a long highway before?
Yes.
It looks like you're going straight, correct? But you're taking a bit of a curved path, correct?
Not always. I mean, we have loops. I mean, yeah, east
that distance,
and west
that
are
distance
circles.
traveled. Wait, so
It's a
that
great
distance
circle route.
traveled.
I agree with that.
That distance traveled along Antarctica's shore is actually going, and it because it's so straight, it makes it look like it's going straight. Correct? You're not actually going straight.
Okay, but if you get to 90, you already know you're at 90. It doesn't matter if you went straight or not. You're at 90. What's past 90? Where's 91? Is there a 91? Or does it become
They weren't even
89?
close to 90.
No, that's
LJ,
Qantas
thank you for your
14.
$2
You
super
showed me. Yeah,
chat.
Qantas 14 isn't. You're right. But
says-
when you go from McMurdo to a Mudson Scott and a Mudson Scott to Union Glacier, that's straight through the middle. Why is
But they don't go through
90
Union
not
Glacier.
becoming 91,
No, they
92? Why is it becoming 80 and
Plot
80
There is no
on
flight
each
that does
side?
that.
There's no flights that do that. Plot that out on the do it both
Thank you,
on an
LJ, for your
A.
super chat, man. You rock.
I mean,
Yep.
it's you're daisy chaining around that edge. That's
Dude,
all.
go to ALE's website. They have the flight that you can do. You can book it yourself. You can go
Listen,
from.
I've been all over ALE's website. In fact, I called them. I
You
talked.
code exactly. It's,
Okay. So you're not telling me anything new at all. In fact, I
So
found
the
out more
logistics company is
information.
lying.
No, the company doesn't want any fucking thing to do with this.
So I want to
That's
know.
why none of the pictures that they took had anything to do with ALE or Union Glacier or anything. Everybody else gets a picture in front of that sign and shit. You go on their website, you go on their Facebook page. Not a single fucking post anything about it. Nothing. ALE don't want to be caught up in that bullshit because they already know that somebody's potentially, and this is what I'm
ALE lets you book
surprised that
flights
nobody
with
has
that.
done this yet, that those people open themselves up to be sued for fraud. Not ALE, these other characters. A class action suit for fraud.
But ALE sets up the planes and everything that you take, and the flights and everything, and the times, and gets the pilot and everything, don't they? They're the logistics company.
What about the logistics company? You can go to their website. I've been all over their
Yeah,
website.
but they're the ones who set up the plane from location to location.
I know. They're all set up right now. They're already all set up because
Yeah, you could take the flights.
I want to know.
Didn't you make a video of that phone call, so?
Yeah,
I just want to know. Wouldn't it have been making more sense to have traveled through here through the center? That would be going through the the firmament and going straight over, and then going to there. Wouldn't that have been made more sense?
Absolutely, it's a lot less.
Why did they have to go from
to
Darwin?
Where's
but why specifically go from Darwin, go through here, which is even a longer path?
No, Darwin was the destination, so they had to go to Darwin.
Yeah, but
They started
that's a
in
longer
Argentina.
path. That's a longer path.
Yeah,
and it's out. You know that the reason I'm trying to say this is the reason they don't go through here is because they can't.
You know you can.
You know why they can't?
Why can't they? Because
You know
the firmament's there.
Because the Earth's flat.
I wish it was flat, dude. I really do. It'd be nice.
It really is.
It'd be nice.
Really is.
Unfortunately, we were wrong. But
No,
the 4 flights alone from New Zealand to McMurdo to South Pole to Union Glacier to Punta Arenas, Chile. That alone, getting that done within they do literally jump off from commercial to small planes to commercial and then get it done in 12 hours.
What is your
And it's straight to the South Pole. That's South Pole right there. 12 hours. That's not. We're talking about jet streams around the edge. That's South Pole.
What's your thoughts on Jaron being in Punta Arenas on the 10th when he said he only landed there on the 13th?
I don't know details about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Devil's in the details. You ever heard that?
Yeah, I think that's good. But I know that the flights.
My question to that is, my question to that is, didn't Duffy's site have a live track of everybody?
A track on everybody? Probably. I don't know.
Get a live track. We were watching the live track.
You don't even really know anything about the TFE at all, do you?
No, I've looked into TFE a lot. I just think all the false claims about it being fake are ridiculous and insane when hundreds of people go down there every year and they see it.
Okay.
So it's ridiculous.
All right. Well, I'm waiting for you to produce some of those runners, but until then...
Dave, you're going to say they're lying and they're government shills.
You're not going to find any.
I'm not going to find normal, everyday people that went on a marathon. When Run Boston Bear does it in December, when Ron Boston Bear does it, he just ceased to exist, and he's a liar.
When and if.
Shut up a sec.
When and if, and there we go again, like I said before, if a bullfrog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass every time he jumped. But the fact of the matter is, a bullfrog doesn't have wings. Not yet.
Okay? Yeah. But Ron Boston Bear is going to do it. You know that, right? So it's not really a winner. He's a marathon guy.
That's wonderful. Let's wait and see what happens.
Okay,
just
well,
wanna
we
point
waited
out-
and saw what
point out-
happened with the final experiment, and we saw the
Yes.
sun, and you denied
Wait a
it.
second. Wait a
So
second.
now
You- hold
Rumbuster
on,
is going to
you
do the same
didn't
thing, and you're going to
follow
deny
it.
it. And then the next
Guys,
year, someone else will
hold on,
do it,
wait
and
a
you'll
second.
deny
I
it.
just wanna
But you'll
point
never
out-
do
I
it
just wanna
yourself.
point-
That's the
wait,
problem.
I thought you admitted it was
David,
fake.
You just
I just
admitted
wanna
you
point
didn't
out-
follow it. Go ahead, Flats.
I just want to point out, people saying I'm lying about his ticket. He has his ticket on screen.
Okay.
That's Jaron's ticket, 10th of
Yeah.
December.
Okay,
So
he arrived on the 10th, or
I thought you
he
knew
arrived
that
on the 10th?
I thought you knew TFE was dodgy. I thought you knew it was dodgy. Now you're backing it.
No, I believe TFE is 100% legitimate. I don't think it was fake
You
at all.
said it was a psyop.
You didn't even
No,
follow
Flat
it.
Earth is a
Hold on, wait a
psyop.
second.
Oh, shut up. You
just
said it was a
admitted-
psyop.
Flat
you
Earth
just-
is a
hold on,
psyop.
wait a second. Wait a second. You just admitted that you didn't know anything about TFE at all until pretty recently,
What?
it would seem. Whereas we have been
I've been following
involved.
TFE the whole time.
You've been the whole time.
Yeah, since before
And
they
yet
went. What are
you
you talking
don't
about?
know any of the details about it at all. That's crazy.
No, I know
He's
all
gonna
about
use
the
this
gates,
out.
the footprint gate,
And
the
what do
vape
you know?
gate,
Is exactly what he did.
fucking the shadows.
How about the
Oh,
whole
they
The,
didn't just use it.
there's the drone that starts beeping. I know all your gates. What are you talking about? Yes, I
I'm not
followed
talking
it.
about the gates. I'm not talking about you caught up on that afterwards. Okay.
No, I
We
was,
were
I was
watching
day
this
by
shit
day
in
with
real
you.
time.
Day by day
We-
with you the whole time, just
Yeah,
not on
sure.
stream like you were.
Well, then how are you so inadequately equipped to even discuss any of this?
About the fakery?
Yeah.
There's so much fake.
What
it's not
about
even
footprint
funny.
gate? Footprint gate is
No,
it's ice,
no.
so you don't make footprints in ice. Oh wow!
I actually
That's-
never heard anybody say footprint gate. I mean, I've heard of plenty of gates, but
Like
I
the
know footprint's
marathoners don't
thing,
even
but
make footprints a lot of the time.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
you seem to be a real expert about
Yeah,
these
you do.
marathoners that you cannot produce any testimony from or anything else. You don't know who any of them are, and I
Yeah,
guarantee
I have
you will
something
not
to show
find
you
it.
as well. I have something to show him a photo quickly. I mean, we've seen all this a lot. I mean, because we
All right,
actually do.
show
the
me one last
research.
thing, and I got to go because I really only want
Yeah,
this to be
I'm
like
gonna end my
15
stream
minutes,
anyway.
and it's been 55, and I've been stopped. So
Yeah, no stress.
Said the most of
Like I said, have you seen this photo before?
Duffy and McToon, and no, what about it?
This is Duffy and McToon at Punta Serenas, okay? Apparently, just before they left to Antarctica. This is literally when they get back from Antarctica. Do you see differences?
Wait, when they left, and when's when they came back?
First of all, how much weight did McToon pick up, and how old did he get? And his hair grow in just a week, 4 days. Even Duffy has a different hairstyle. Also, seem to be having a different weight, so this must be very bad on them that they had to get older in 4 days.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would have to verify these pictures or when you say they are.
But that's the thing we're saying. We did all
And
these
also
verifications
the
live.
weight thing, you have to really have a good side-by-side photo of them at the same frame with the same amount of body in picture, not like these two pictures. We can barely see Duffy's chest. I mean, McToon's chest.
Who wants to see his chest?
One, you can see his whole body. The other, you can't. How are you supposed to say he gained weight or lost weight?
Look at the fatness of the face.
Dude, shit happens when you eat sometimes like that.
Oh my god.
4 days.
All excuses.
Have you ate
So you
chocolate every
agree-
day for 4 days? Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
What do they got on you, man?
They have nothing on me. It's that
No, what have
there's
they
an
got on
exclusive
you, man?
proof.
No,
There's an
what have they
exclusive
got on
proof.
you that you would have to come and sacrifice yourself?
I don't know.
That's a ridiculous claim.
No, it's not. It's not a claim. It was a question.
Doesn't mean it's wrong.
No, you're insinuating they have something on me. They don't have anything on me.
Yeah, they
I'm
must.
dude, I'm a
Because
random guy.
You heard you got.
Who
some
am I?
news.
You don't even know who I am. I'm a random guy. I'm not
Wait
like a
second.
big
You got.
guy.
Hold on.
Why would they have something on me?
So I'm
My
supposed
opinion
to-
means nothing to anyone.
So
I'm
I'm
nobody.
Okay,
supposed
the only
believe-
point I'm trying to make, Davo, I don't know you from a bar of soap, but the thing we're getting from you is you're not really talking like a flat earther would. And the fact that you say TFE destroys the flat Earth, yet you haven't looked into anything.
No,
that's
I
very
didn't say
telling.
TFE destroys the flat Earth. I said that the optical effects of the dome could explain it, and it still could be flat. I said south north circumnavigation destroys it. TFE didn't
But there
change
is
my
no
mind. I was still a
south-north
flat earther
navigation.
after
That's the whole
TFE.
point. There is no south-north navigation.
Dude, all right. So you showed me with Qantas 14, it doesn't go straight to the South Pole, so I would agree with that. But there are the flights that happen where I said New Zealand to McMurdo to South Pole to Union Glacier to Argentina.
Yeah, can I ask
That goes straight through the South.
Davo, can
And
I
also
ask you?
navigating the Earth. Just go to 90 and then keep going another 69 miles. Does it become 91? No, it becomes 89 again on the other side. That's how you know.
So you
Just
became a
navigating the
glober.
Earth tells you.
That's the theory. That's the theory. Okay. So you keep telling us stuff that you've been taught. You're not telling us anything that you actually know. You're just telling us stuff that you've been told.
So are you saying you were a
done.
flat earther? Are you saying you were a flat
There
earther just
again,
2 months ago?
Hearsay evidence.
Yeah. I literally since Duffy made that crossing Antarctica video. When was that? 2 weeks ago?
You've been a
I've been a glober for 2 fucking weeks.
So you've been a glober for a couple of months or a few weeks?
No, yeah, 2 weeks since the crossing Antarctica video. Yes.
Okay,
Come
so
on,
you
bro.
expect
Come
us,
on.
you
Come
expect
on.
me to believe. You expect me to believe
Oh.
that you're a
I
flat
could-
earther. No, wait a second.
You want me to
expect-
show you texts of me arguing?
No,
the
I would
Scoon
like you
rule?
to let me finish.
You know,
what I'm saying.
Scoon's rule, the fucking guy who makes all the AI videos about all the flat earthers.
No.
And he was a flat earther, and now he's a glober too. But he flipped on TFE. I used to argue about him with him all the time that TFE doesn't prove it. But dude, I was on Z's channel all the time, agreeing with Z that TFE doesn't do it.
You're a Z
But
person.
this does it.
Okay, I just
Z,
want to thank you for the super
a
chat.
guy who's
Jingles,
logical and he
Jaron.
doesn't say everything's fake because that doesn't convince anyone. Being an auto hoaxer doesn't do anything to the truth. It turns people away from the truth.
Do you want to see what Z is really about? Would you like to see what Z is really about? I'll send you a link. I did a whole video
I
on
just
it.
want to say,
Yeah, you can send me a link. Do you have Telegram?
No, I'll just put it in the private chat right here.
Okay, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Jingles, for your $2. Yes, it was Jaron's
Are you talking about the suicide thing
Andrew,
or whatever? Where he told a kid to commit suicide?
Okay, wait.
Yeah, I've seen that. Whatever. Who cares?
Sorry, I'm just quickly reading the super chat. Jaron's ticket is, and it was verified by Andrew B because he knows the exact coordinates of that airport because he lives close to Jaron and he knows about this. So yes, it was verified. It's just Jaron's ticket. So yeah, but I just want to ask David, would you mind getting?
So it said the
us
10th.
sometime?
What day did he
Would you
allegedly
mind
land
getting
there?
David, would you mind getting us sometime these circumnavigations that you said happened and presenting it to us sometime? Not tonight, obviously, but another time.
I mean, it would literally just be what Duffy presented. So I'm not going to be doing anything different than he did.
Duffy doesn't present truth. Duffy presents false
Watch
lies.
the crossing Antarctica video. Just watch that.
I already watched
Put
it.
it on.
Bullshit.
Like finish your stream today
About
with
it
that.
was bullshit. The fact that you're claiming to push Duffy's nonsense tells us you're not a flat earth. You were never a flat earther. That's what we're saying.
No, that's ridiculous. It's you said an all or nothing fallacy. That's all or nothing fallacy. You're saying that if I believe one thing Duffy said, then I believe everything Duffy said.
You're part of that newest tactic. You're just part of that newest tactic.
Are you part of that so-called exodus of flat earth that nobody's ever heard of?
No, there's a real exodus, unfortunately, but it's because of the fact that we were wrong. It's not because that the Earth's not a sphere. It's because we were wrong, unfortunately.
My subscriber count has gone up and not down.
Why? I don't know. What do you mean? There's a lot of people who believe dumb things. There's a lot of people who want to be told what,
like a globe Earth, like that Duffy is trustworthy. That
no,
Z
like
is logical,
everything in the
even though
world is fake.
and that Z is logical.
Dude, how many followers does Jake the Asshole have? How many people watch Jake the Asshole stream? Is it because he's right about everything? Or is it because people are crazy and like to believe everything's fake?
Wow.
Why would I watch Jake the Asshole either? I don't. Somebody who automatically comes out and says they're an asshole. Why would I care about that? Okay.
Well, you're saying that your numbers are up, so you must be right about something. Jake the Asshole's numbers are fucking
right
way
about
up.
A lot of things.
Way up.
I'm right about a lot of things.
Why is Jake the Asshole's numbers way up?
I don't know that his numbers are up or down or anything about Jake the Asshole. I'm not talking
They're
about
up.
Jake
They're
the
way
Asshole.
up. So I asked you the
your
same
claim.
question you just asked me about your own stream, but I asked you about his.
That's your claim. That's your claim. So my subscriber count has gone up. But the reality of it is you actually sat here and said that Z is logical and shit.
Z's super logical and well
Really?
spoken, and
So
Z
it's
knows what he's
super
talking about.
logical. You think it's super logical to take a mentally deficient minor and encourage them
Yeah,
to
I've
go over
watched
to
that.
other people's channels? You think that that's logical, right? And to call for
I think the
people
mentally
to
deficient thing
self-delete-
is unsubstantiated. Can you produce what his name is? Like, you want me to get the
Yeah.
marathoners' names, and can you produce
Yes, I can.
what?
Yes, I can. In fact, I
Okay,
have the
what
stream.
mental
I
deficiency
have
does
the
he
stream.
have? What's his name? All that
No,
shit.
I didn't say he had a mental deficiency. I'm talking about the minor that he sent over to my channel to troll.
Okay, what's his name?
Okay. What was his name? Little fat kid. You remember that guy? Shit, I'll have to look up the stream. It'll come to me here in just a minute.
I mean, all right. So if you
But in any
one
case,
day,
wait a second.
if
I'm
you
not
one
done.
day tell people
not
to
done.
kill themselves, and
Why
like you're
would I ever tell
using
somebody?
satire,
Wait a second. Why would I ever do such a horrifying thing?
does that make you logical or not logical, though? You said Z's
Wait a
not
second.
logical because he
No,
told someone
that's
to kill
not
himself.
logical.
That would
It
just
is
mean he's
not
like mean.
logical.
That would
It
just
is
mean he's
not
mean.
logical to encourage people to self-delete
Yeah,
or
you can
to
do it.
commit
You
acts
can.
of murder.
You can. Well, murder, I
That's
would
not
say, would be way
logical.
worse. Murder would be worse. But telling someone to kill
Well, it
themselves,
calls for that
whatever,
too.
dude. Be a man. If you told me to kill myself, Solve, I'm not going to go cry and kill myself. The
Why
fuck?
would
Like,
I
be
do
be
that?
a man.
Wouldn't you
So you can
think
tell
that,
someone to kill yourself if you
what
want
would
to.
be your
Doesn't mean they have to go
opinion?
do it.
Wait a second. What would be your opinion of somebody who would encourage such a horrific thing? That's just fine?
I would. Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. It doesn't bother
You
me
don't
at all.
think it's a big deal?
Stop. If you told me to go kill myself right now, I literally would not care.
Wait. I would never tell you to do that
All
because
right.
that's a
Well, you're a nice
reprehensible
guy
thing.
then. You're
That's
a nice
a
guy.
reprehensible thing. And it's
It's
not
not
logical.
reprehensible. It's
Yes,
not
it is.
reprehensible.
Yes, it
No,
is.
I'm a free speech absolutist. You can tell people whatever the
Yes.
fuck you want.
Yes, it is. It is horrible, especially when you're
I don't think it's
directing it.
nice.
Wait a
I don't think
second.
it's nice.
Oh, well, what about if you're directing it towards someone who is already contemplating something like that, which he did?
Then I don't think that's nice, and I think there's a higher chance that that person might do it. But I would still think that person would be a jackass to kill themselves. Like, dude, you need to man up.
I'm not talking
And
about the
stop being a
person who does
victim.
it. I'm
And stop
talking
being a
about the
bitch.
person. I'm talking about the person that would encourage it.
Yeah, he's joking about it.
He's
The whole-
joking. There was nothing. Show me where the joking part was.
Z uses satire all the time in a normal
There wasn't
voice.
satire, dude. There was no chuckling. There was
Even,
no.
okay, even if he wasn't, say he wasn't, I'll grant you it. Literally, it doesn't even faze me. If I tell someone to go kill themselves, doesn't mean they have to.
Well, that's not the point of it. The
What?
fact of the
Oh my
matter
goodness.
is that what kind of a character does a person have that would encourage any such thing?
What does that
We're
part
not
of the
talking about the
character
guy he
decide
directed
if
it
they're
at. Hey,
logical or
I'm not
not?
talking about the
You said
person that
Z's not
directed
logical
it
because he
at.
told someone to kill themselves. That's not even like together at all.
He told someone who had already openly said that they had been considering it.
Okay.
He
What's that have to do
encouraged
with
them
logic?
to no, he encouraged them to do it, not just like go ahead and do it. No. He said you really should do the world. Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. I
Well,
think it's hilarious.
you're a twisted piece of shit then. You're a twisted
All right.
piece of shit.
It's literally not a big deal. If the guy did it, I would feel bad. Like if the guy did it, I'd be like, dude, that you should feel guilty.
You don't think there's
You should feel
anything
guilty.
wrong with
The
you don't
dude
think
didn't
there's
do it.
any kind of so that's not a character flaw at all for somebody to do that.
You kidding me, bro?
Is there a difference between a character flaw and being logical? You try to tell me Z isn't logical, and then you brought this up. Z's a very logical guy.
Wait, that's
TFB
that's
didn't
not,
flip him. You
Kirby,
guys had to
listen,
say,
hold on. You're telling me that encouraging a depressed person to delete themselves is logical. What the fuck is wrong with you?
huh? I mean, it's mean. It's not illogical. It's just mean.
It's not logical at all. Why would anyone want someone else to end themselves?
You think Z actually wanted the guy to go kill himself that night? I doubt that.
He was
You need to go
literally
and watch the
promoting
video.
himself to do so. He was trying
So
to
you think
convince
Z
him to
woke
do
up
so.
the next morning and was like, damn it, he didn't listen to me. Fuck, the guy didn't kill himself. Shit, I tried
I
so
don't
hard.
know what that psychopathic
Okay,
little
okay.
fucking
No,
shithead
no.
did.
Let's put it this way. If
How do you
someone's
know?
a
How do
let's
you
say
know what he
someone
got?
let's say someone is a ex-drug addict and they are in remission of that, and another person comes, waves drugs in their face and blows it in their face, say, just take it, and the person takes it and then ODs. That's practically what he was doing. The guy was saying, well, I'm thinking of committing suicide, unaliving myself, and he says, yeah, go and do it. It's a great thing to do. You think that's a logical thing to do?
I don't think it's a nice thing. I don't think it's a nice thing to do, but I think that men
No, it's a
need
sick
to
thing to do.
stop being
It's a sick
victims.
thing.
I think men need to man up.
You sniggered at that comment. You actually sniggered and grinned.
Yeah. Because because men need to stop being victims. We have too many victim men in this society.
That's not victimizing. That's just.
You're sociopathic, dude.
It's not nice. I don't think it's nice to
You're
do.
a sociopath. You're a sick individual.
You're sick.
Okay.
You were never a flat earther. No way.
Yeah, I was, because you know why? 89 becomes 90 and 90 becomes 89 again. That's why we know it's a globe. That's why we know it's a globe.
So numbers become numbers. Excellent.
Dude,
prove that dumb
PJ,
shit.
if it was flat, one, we probably wouldn't even have a South Selenial antipode, so that's already evidence that it's a globe.
It was
but
flat.
it's possible.
Is that
It's still
what you're saying?
possible that it
was
could
flat.
exist.
It used to be a flat earther. No, it is flat.
You were never a flat earther.
Okay, you can believe all you want, but look, listen to what I'm saying. If you have a South Celestial antipode, let me just say this: if you have a South Celestial antipode, do you agree that that's evidence of a sphere, not 100% proof, but evidence?
Antipode. There isn't a South Celestial antipode. That's a belief that it's a
go
South
to
Celestial.
all right.
I want to ask.
Well,
Wait. I want to ask you.
Go to a Mudskin Scott.
I want to ask you a logical question based on that question. Remember, you said that the sun can be reflecting off the dome, correct?
Yeah.
No, I said that dome refraction could be a possibility. I don't think the reflection 180 degrees across the dome is a possibility, but I think that like dome refraction, and also if the sun was a source sun inside the firmament, kind of how like Enoch explains, or like above it or whatever, then it's possible you could have a 24-hour sun in the south on a flat Earth. I think that's possible.
Why can't the stars be reflected as well in the dome on the south?
Why aren't the stars doing it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm not God.
So it
I
works
didn't
for the
make it.
sun, but it doesn't work for the stars.
Okay, ask that to Joe Hanvey. Ask that to Joe Hanvey.
I don't care about Joe Hanvey's model. It's not.
Joe Hanvey's the one who created the proof of concept with the dome.
Joe Hanvey, why bring him up? I'm asking you specifically. Your argument was
I'm a Glober.
On the dome,
I'm a Glober. I don't believe in the firmament.
The stars on the
I've been a Glober 2 weeks. I'm embracing it.
That's hypocritical.
That dude is no. He's just a troll, dude. I don't even know why.
By the way, liar, Church on Fire is Aaron Armstrong.
Why do I have to explain the dome effects when I don't believe in a dome? I don't get it.
Dude, hold on. Somebody's talking.
So then you think you can have an air pressure system without physical containment?
I think that you can answer. I think you can answer that with a simulation.
Guys, wait. Vicky was just trying to say something quickly. Hey, Vicky.
Liar, Church on Fire is Aaron Armstrong because he called me Big Vig. Only Aaron Armstrong calls me Big Vig. Also, Mr. Jingle's telling Sov to get the old man a whiskey. That's low. Also, Roger being called a vegetable in chat by Elder Bear and Barely Believable. Do you know what? There's no wonder Flats is losing subs because this is chat. Like, I ain't got a problem with the lad who's on the panel. He's been really good, actually. Like, civil. Elder Bear, Vicky has some drama to share. No, I'm just telling the truth, Elder Bear. You're all hypocrites. You all sit in chat. I've seen Flats is effed in chat. You lot are vulgar. There ain't no reason why any flat earthers want to be here anymore because you lot are actual pieces of shite. I'm going now.
Yeah, but that's what they do.
No, but they're just vulgar.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be leaving, guys. I gotta get out of here. I'll let you talk to the new guest. Stav, if you want to send me that link or whatever, I'm not sure if you put it in.
Don't go anywhere. I'll get it for you.
Just bring in private chat. But yeah, Davo, if you can get those circumnavigation things you talked about and present it sometime, I'd be grateful.
Dude, all you have to do is go over Duffy's
Not
crusty
all I
Antarctica
have to
video.
do. You claim them, so you must bring them. Because that's
I'm
why
literally
you became a Glober,
all I'm
correct?
gonna bring you is the exact thing Duffy presented with the ice treks in the south, where you
And then we're
can
gonna laugh,
book it
and then we're
by
gonna laugh
sled,
at you and show you
solo,
why it's
or in a
bogus.
group.
And then we're gonna laugh
Huh?
at you and say why it's bogus and prove why you weren't a flat earther.
Here, it's back here in the
I've
private chat.
literally got
I
screenshots.
mean, you
of
can
it
believe for 5 years what I was or what I wasn't. I think that's really dumb. It's the whole like not a true Scotsman thing, like
Well,
that people do with
the fact
Christians
that
and stuff.
you really
It's really
obviously
dumb.
don't know very much about flat Earth. Otherwise, you wouldn't be making the arguments that you
No,
were.
no,
Like, I was
Dave. I
just
know the
getting
difference
ready
between
to ask you.
exclusive evidence and not.
You
I know
don't
the
have
difference between exclusive
anything.
evidence and
You
not.
have hearsay evidence from runners that you cannot identify.
Coming
That's
from the
what
guy
you
who
have.
lives in an echo chamber and never watched one of Duffy's videos.
I didn't say I never watched one of Duffy's videos, but it comes to a point that when you watch one video and it's bullshit, and then finally you've gone through 15 videos and they're all bullshit.
Isn't
I've
Crossing Antarctica a giant video though with a lot of implications? Why wouldn't you watch that one?
Hey, fuckstick, I'm
Can't
talking.
shut up, dude.
Go
I'm
ahead.
talking.
Go ahead, Saul. Go
Okay?
ahead.
I've actually spoken with Duffy on numerous occasions. Have you?
No, I've never spoken to Duffy. Like I said,
All
I'm a
right, then
nobody, and
shut
my
the
opinion
fuck
doesn't
up.
matter. So
Then
why
shut
would
the
someone
fuck
have to
up,
have
because
something
I'll
on
tell you
me?
what.
Why
I'll
are
tell
you
you
getting
what.
so mad? You're using
I'm
ad
not
homs now.
mad
Calm down.
because you can't shut your dick holster long enough to let me finish a sentence.
I said go ahead.
I don't need your permission. Don't interrupt.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
All right. So I have talked to him, and after you've watched as many videos of his that I've watched and dissected and actually done reaction videos too, and you find out that the man is nothing but a compulsive liar, within minutes he changes it, within seconds he changes his story. Without even batting an eye, he changes his story. So why would I give him any amount of credibility whatsoever when everything that he's come out with is bullshit? Everything right from the beginning of how he started this thing out was a lie. I'm supposed to trust somebody who's just a liar right off the bat, and you just bought it all hook,
It's
line,
not it's not just Duffy. There's hundreds and hundreds of people every year. So, but I
Well, who?
understand that if you don't trust anything he says, you're not going to want to watch his content.
Name three.
Name three marathoners that go every single year.
Yeah, yes,
I can show you video evidence, which is better than names. I can show you video evidence, which is better than names.
You just told me that hundreds of people go every year. Okay,
yeah, video evidence.
Hundreds. Okay, so it shouldn't be any problem for you to go ahead and name three. You've done extensive research into this.
Why
obviously.
Why do I need to know their name when I have video evidence? What do I need to know their name for?
How do you know that these hundreds of people saw anything if you don't know what they said or who they were?
One has never come back and said that it turned nighttime there.
No one's ever come back and said that it was 24 hours
disputing.
Wait a second.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Well, okay, then show me one.
All right, so send me a link or how I can contact you, and I'll do it. I got to go. I've been saying this for like 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I also got to go, guys. But yeah, thanks, David. But it'd be great to have you on again with those links. As I said, you can bring Duffy's one if you want to, because
yeah, it's literally all it would be. So. I still
don't see how you can be claimed to a flat earther.
He wasn't.
So, but thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it, and
thanks for having me. I don't see the link in the chat yet, though.
It's there in private chat.
Private chat. And here, I'll put it in the regular chat again if you need. Hang on.
If you're on your phone, you'll have a menu there.
Can I just say that Barely Believable and Elder Bear, obviously the two trolls. Yeah, most of us are ex addicts. And what? You hide behind your crusty little socks because you've got no balls. None.
I'm an ex-addict, so what?
See what I mean? Vicky needs to eat a vegetable. Do you know what? You can all go suck yourself.
The thing is, what they don't understand, but thanks for coming. What they don't understand is that, it takes a lot to be an addict and actually overcome it.
Exactly.
And they probably have their own addictions, maybe literally stupid things that they can't even get over. So it shows you their willpower is really rubbish.
Yeah. It's a
Instead
spiritual
of
problem.
yeah,
above all.
instead of just actually, how can I say, giving them the nod and saying, "Well done, you guys overcame a bad addiction." You know, uplifting. You guys are trying to break them down.
Yeah.
What does that tell you about you? What does it tell you about the kind of people you are? Guys are sick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, thanks for coming. It was good to see you again, Soph, by the way.
Right on, man. Yes, I've been working.
I still see you streaming and stuff early in the mornings, but then I'm on the way to work. It's like, I keep
Oh
missing
yeah,
it.
it's like I got to cut them out at like midnight because I got to get up early. But hey, we're almost done with this job.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'll take pictures.
Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, I'm gonna pop up here. I got to get over on Ryan's.
Cheers, man. Blessings. Oh yeah, wait. He's left already. Ryan is still. I'm still have the debate with Ryan. He hasn't got back to me yet.
With who?
With Ryan, his son.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
on the corporate fiction. Yeah. Got you.
So what are your closing thoughts?
Well, all right. I definitely don't think he was a flat earther. He was civil enough to a certain point, but he couldn't shut up. But I don't think he was a flat earther. If he knew this north to south to north navigation thing that and hundreds of people have done it, then why would you have ever been a flat earther in the first place if you already knew that? And we didn't. We knew. No.
But
You know the claims. If you were a flat earther, you knew them. You know the claims already.
But not just that, he was all over the place. He couldn't make up his mind why he became a flat earth glober.
Right. And
then it's this path, and then it's that firmament, and then it's this what Duffy said, and
to be 2 weeks in to being a glober, allegedly again, and he's this passionate about it. Yeah, I've got going. No, I don't think so. He's acting like he's gutted about become a glober. It doesn't look gutted to me. And then he says he's embracing it, but yeah, he's gutted. Do you really think I wanted to be wrong about all this? Do you really think I wanted to agree with them? But I'm embracing it. No.
Yeah, but I mean, how does it make logical sense? Ignoring every flat earth evidence there is for a guy that literally deceives people and says, well, this is happening, which is no proof that ever happened.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's not a flat earth.
I'm one alleged proof as well. One alleged proof that you know that's bull crap. That you just explained it and got by. You just showed them in a diagram on the globe how you can get by that.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, thanks for coming, PJ. You're gonna stream now, aren't you?
No, not until I don't stream at night until I stream on a Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night, but any other time it's the afternoon until the weekend. Then it's Friday afternoon, Friday night, and then Saturday, Sunday night, sort of thing. So not until the weekend, but 2 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming, everybody else. If you haven't already, hit the likes, share the show. It really does help the show to grow. Appreciate you all. And then I'll see you all tomorrow night. Many blessings and may the pressure with you. Cheers.
Ta-ta.